Okay, we're all set. The moment you've been waiting for. Time to play ball. The Dodgers and the Astros. Game 5. And Terry Poole now will lead it off for Houston with Garner and Scott to follow. Jerry Royce, the big, tall, blonde mustache left-hander, ready to work to Terry Poole. Time call for a moment as second base umpire Dale is waiting for the fence to get closed in. Okay, ready to go. Had to close the outfield gate. And Poole steps into the batter's box, and we're about ready to go. Here's the windup in the first pitch of the game, a strike. Royce nicked the outside corner with it. 0-1 to Poole. It's 251 over the full year. He has 4 for 17 in championship play. Swings and misses strike 2. 0-2 the count. Needless to say, both teams are hyped up. And the pitchers, of course, would get about as high as you could possibly get. 0-2, Royce into the windup, and Big Jerry's pitch. Fastball just missed outside to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big Lee Wires, the plate umpire. Montague Dale quick on the infield. Davidson and McSherry manning the foul lines. A ball and 2 strikes to Poole in a crouch. Fly ball, shallow left field. Baker glasses down, comes jogging in. Dusty's there. 1 hand for the out. Royce is not noted as a strikeout pitcher. He does it with ground balls and pop flies. Royce, during the regular year, in the strikeout column, Jerry had 51 strikeouts and 152 innings, but he walked only 27. Here's Garner at bat, right-hand hitter. Buffs the bunt, takes a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Royce delivers again, a strike at the knees, and it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 man out. Ball game just underway. It'll be Ryan going for the Astros against Royce. Swing and a miss, strike 2. As Garner went right to a fastball that time. The 1 ball, 2 strike count. Royce and Garner, of course, both ex-Pirates. All right, it's 1-2. Garner waits again as Royce goes to the windup. Big Jerry's pitch. Fly ball into right field. Mundy coming up for it. Coming up. He's got it. And Mundy got a good jump on the ball and raced into right center field to handle that one for out number 2. 2 down, and here's Tony Scott at bat. Tony's been pretty well handcuffed in the series, but last night he got a base hit in the 9th inning to drive in the only run against Fernando. The Dodgers winning last night 2-1, and the big run was knocked in by Bill Russell in the 7th inning after Guerrero had homered for a run in the 5th inning. And the report was that Vern Rule had made only 67 pitches. Boy, that's incredible. Curveball is in low to Scott. 0-1. He's a right-hand batter, switch hitter, batting right against Royce. And Royce into the windup, and the 1-0 pitch to Tony. Bouncing ball to third. Guerrero. High hop, long throw in time, and the side retired 1-2-3. So the Astros are out in order in the 1st inning, and the score going to the bottom of the 1st, 0-0. Season, and then, of course, in the playoff game last Tuesday, he got the nod in that one over the Dodgers. Lifetime numbers, though, Ryan is 2-8 with the Dodgers. Only 1 start during the official season. And he was 0-2 against the Dodgers last year. His last loss to the Dodgers came here last October the 4th, when the Dodgers forced the Astros into a playoff. They beat Ryan 2-1, and Nolan worked 7 innings, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs. In his 2 games against them this year, the Dodgers have accumulated a big total of 2 hits. A 1st inning single by Landreau, and then the home run by Garvey that had created the tie in the ball game. But the Astros went on to win that one on Ashby's home run. Ryan in the first game in the no-hitter walked 3, struck out 11. In the second game, he walked only 1 and struck out 7. So Ryan has been a long-time favorite in Southern California. Is an outstanding pitcher with the Angels. Now coming in and trying to hang one on the Dodgers here and keep the Astros afloat into the National League Championship rounds against either Philadelphia or Montreal, and no report yet on that game in Philadelphia. It'll be Lopes, Landreau, and Baker coming on now to start it off against Ryan. Nolan Ryan has been about as good as anybody could be, especially lately. He has fired complete games in his last 3 starts during the regular season and then the extra one in the playoffs. Had a 133 earned run average over those 3 games and held the Dodgers to just 1 run in that other game. But he has been a jewel of consistency. Ryan now leans in for a sign. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way to Davey. Fastball is a strike, 0-1. If Ryan has his control, he is double tough. One of the outstanding pitchers in the game, in the history of the game, for that matter. Breaking ball bounced foul past Danny Ozark, who makes a one-hand catch of it, and it's strike 2 quickly to Lopes. Landreau on deck and Baker to follow. It might be a break of some kind that would win this game and decide the championship of the Western Division. And this might be a one-time only shot, a playoff for the division title after a split season. The pitch to Lopes outside with a fastball, 1-2. There is not too much enthusiasm for the split season among baseball people. So this is probably a once-in-a-lifetime event. 1-2. Ryan to the windup and the pitch to Davey. High ball 2, and it's a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Astros have Walling at first base, Garner at second, Thon is at short, and Howe is at third. With Cruz, Scott, and Poole in the outfield, Ashby catching and Ryan pitching. 2-2, and the pitch to Davey. Struck him out. A swing and a miss on the hard one, and down goes Lopes. That fastball blazing in there. And when Ryan cranks it up, he can put that speedometer up to about 100 miles per hour. Don't know how fast that one was, but he can really buzz that speed gun around to 3 digits. Here's Landreau in Houston in the playoff game. Landreau had a single in the first inning against Ryan to erase any thoughts of a back-to-back no-hit performance. But the Dodgers in 18 innings against Ryan have had just 2 hits. Here's the pitch on the way to Landreau. He wanted to bunt, lets it go, and it's low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. So no doubt about it, the Dodgers and the Astros will be putting on quite a show here today, and it might be a defensive show at that. It might be all pitching. On the other hand, who knows? It might break open. Landreau swing and a miss right through a fastball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quite a contrast, or a study, actually, in personalities to see both Sandy Koufax and Nolan Ryan. They were huddled together before Friday's game for the writers and the press and the photographers. Landreau takes another strike knee-high with a fastball on the inside corner, and it's strike 2, ball 1 to Kenny. That made quite a story. Nolan Ryan with 5 career no-hitters, and Sandy Koufax, who had 4. And Ryan, of course, just recently broke the tie with his no-hitter against the Dodgers on September the 16th. All right, a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch on the way. Outside and low for a ball. I should have said September the 26th at Houston. 2-2. Ryan to Landreau, Baker on deck, and Garvey to follow. We're just starting. The Astros went down in order in the first inning. 2-2 pitch. High and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Fastball running. So, a 3 ball and 2 strike count to Kenny Landreau. Landreau in the series, 3 for 16. Against the Astros this year, 13 hits, including 2 home runs. All right, the 3-2 look. And the pitch on the way. Fly ball into right center field. Coming on for it is Poole and Scott, and we'll see who's going to call. It's Poole to make the catch as they bump together, and Scott almost got an elbow right in the jaw from Terry Poole. So Poole handles the fly ball for the second out, and here's Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, 320 during the regular year. And in the series, 3 for 15. 2 away in the first inning. A strikeout and a fly ball to the right fielder. Last night's game, of course, in case you missed it, there was not a base runner until the 5th inning when Cedeno singled with 2 out. Here's a curveball, full foul down the left field line, strike 1. So neither pitcher, Valenzuela nor Rule, gave up a thing until Cedeno singled to left in the 5th inning. Then was picked off first, caught on a rundown, tagged out, and pulled up lame and is out maybe for the balance of the season. Depends on how far the Astros can carry their year. The 0-1 pitch to Baker. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a fastball. 0-2. So even though Ryan went to a 3-2 count on Landreau, he appears to have good enough control and a lot of smoke on the fastball. So this is going to be quite a match, apparently. Strike 2 count. Ryan set the windup, and here's his pitch. Baker, it's a ground ball slowly to the right of second base. Garner boots it. And Baker is on. Little ground ball, and Garner coming over to pick it up. It might have had some spin on it, and he couldn't get it. And it'll be an error on Garner, and here's Garvey. That ball apparently spinning away from Garner. He's been doing a good job at second base. So they're on a routine ground ball, but perhaps a little more than that. Might have had a little English on it. Here's Garvey, had one of the 2 hits for the Dodgers, a home run in the dome against Nolan Ryan. Straightened out of him, Ryan fastball. Fastball is low and outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Rick Mundy on deck. Dodgers have one little glimmer, an opening now. A base runner with Baker getting on the error. Ryan checks Ashby for a sign. The stretch to look, and here's the pitch. Runner goes. Ground ball, third base way. In comes Howe. Off balance throw is in time, and the side is retired. So they played hit and run, but Garvey didn't get much of a pitch to handle, and he rolled it slowly to third base, and the Dodgers are gone in the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. The score at the end of 1, 0-0. Now let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network. This is Ross Porter. Join me with Dodger Replay Monday through Saturday on the Ken and Bob Company right after the On the Hour Network News on KABC, Los Angeles. Art Howe moved up into the number 4 spot in the Houston batting order. We'll start it off here in the second inning against Jerry Royce. Royce working with 3 days rest, as did Valenzuela. We'll see how that affects him as the game goes on. In Houston, Royce did not give up a hit until the 5th inning, and that was an infield hit by Dickie Thon. And he wound up giving up 5 in all to the Astros in 9 innings and no runs. Fastball inside off the shoulder, and he spun him around. So Howe had to get out of there. 1 ball, no strikes. Royce with that good live running fastball. Cruz on deck and Walling to follow. Both are left-hand hitters. Now the pitch, 1-0. Fly ball to right field and deep. Back for it goes Mundy to the track. He's got it. 1 away. So Howe a little late on the fastball, but carried it deep into right field. And the wind is blowing to right field here today. We have a pretty good breeze with cloudy, partly cloudy skies. A lot of puffy white clouds up there, but there's a breeze today. Blowing to left to right. So that ball got up in that stream, and Mundy had to go all the way to the warning track. Here's Cruz at bat. He made the last out last night, a foul ball straight up in the air, and he got a steady diet of screwballs from Fernando to Jose Cruz. Breaking ball is down low, 1 ball to no strikes. Cruz 13 home runs, 55 runs batted in. Royce to the windup and the pitch, and it's ball 2. Royce, I would imagine, although he's not thinking about that now, the furthest thing in his mind, he's intent on each hitter, each play as it comes, but he's got to realize he's got to almost pitch a shutout to stay even, because Ryan, the way he's been pitching, is really something else again. Next pitch is low ball 3 to Cruz, 3 balls and no strikes with Walling to follow. Now the 3-0 pitch on the way. Lined in the left field, that's going to fall for a base hit. So they gave Cruz the green light on the 3-ball no strike count, and he singles to left, first hit of the game. Here is Walling, whose game-winning single broke up the duel in Houston that began with Necro and Royce. He got the base hit against Tom Niedenfuhr to win that ball game on Wednesday. So Walling, the batter, he's in at first base instead of Cedeno, who's had a hamstring pull and is out of action. So Walling, who had a .234 batting average during the regular season, but he had 5 home runs and 23 RBIs. Utility outfielder, infielder, playing first base. Cruz off, first time called. And as time was called, Royce was into his delivery and let the ball fly, and it came over everybody all the way to the backstop. I don't know who asked for time, whether it was a hitter, but anyway, Lee Wire, the plate umpire, called time as Royce was in the act of throwing. So Jerry's just let her fly. Okay, Walling waits, and the pitch. Fastball a little high, 1 ball, no strike. He got behind the Cruz, 3-0, and he singled to left field. Now he starts off behind the Walling, 1 ball and no strikes. Thon is on deck. Here's the look. A lob throw to first, not in time for Cruz. Cruz hasn't done a lot of base running this year, but in the past he's been a very good base runner. In fact, the Astros base running game is not what it used to be. They had 81 steals this year. Here's the pitch. High again, ball 2. So all of a sudden, Royce is struggling with his control just a wee bit. He's thrown only 1 strike, and that was hit to left field for a base hit. 2-0 count to Walling. Left-hander waiting. Runner bluffs going, and the pitch is fouled away. 2-1. Cruz put on a pretty good fake that time. Walling fouls it into the stands behind the Dodger dugout. 2-1, 1 out. Both teams hoping there will be a tomorrow, and both know that there will not be a tomorrow for one of them. Season will end today for one of these two clubs. Now the 2-1 look. And Cruz draws another throw. 2-1. Bill Verdon standing in front of the bench. The bottom of the dugout steps. Time called now. Lee Wire calls time, and apparently there's something in center field that Lee doesn't like. He's looking out towards center field, and he looks towards second base umpire Dale, but whatever it is, we can't spot it. All right, 2-1. Set again. To look at Cruz, the pitch on the way. Walling a bouncing ball to second base. Lopes at the bag to Russell, 1, and he dropped the ball, and he's safe. Russell dropped a little lob throw from Lopes, and the double play chance goes down the drain, and the Astros have a big, big break. A perfect double play ball. What was surprising was that Lopes didn't take the play himself. He was only 2 steps from the bag, and when he fielded the ball, gave it a soft toss to Russell, who was there, and just dropped it. While he was taking it out of the glove, actually ruled that he didn't have possession. And so an error on Russell on the play, and instead of a double play, the Astros have 2 men on and 1 out, and here's Dickie Thon at bat, and there is a big, big break. That was a tailor-made double play, but Lopes had only another step or 2 to go to the bag to get Cruz coming down, but he lobbed the throw to Russell, who just dropped it. I think Billy was surprised that he got a throw. Here's the pitch to Thon. Bouncing ball foul off its foot, rolls up the third baseline, and it's strike 1. So an error, and we'll see how crucial or how big that turns out to be. So instead of being in the dugout now, the Dodgers are still out there, and the Astros have something on the board. Cruz on second, Walling on first. Dodgers now trying to move Landreau a bit into left center field. He'd gone over to the right side. Now they're moving back almost straight away. Dickie Thon, tough man to double up. And Royce up with the arms. Here's the look now. The pitch on the way to Thon. Bouncing ball, wide to third. Guerrero, stab second, 1. On to first base, and he's safe at first. A good play by Guerrero. That ball was headed for left field. Pedro got it just in the webbing of the glove and got it down to Lopes in time for the force out on Walling, and the relay not quite in time to get Thon. But Guerrero certainly saved a run. He had that ball just in the web of the glove. Down to Lopes for 1, and the throw to first base, Thon had the play beaten. So now the Astros get that extra out, and here's Alan Ashby coming up with Ryan due next. A 5-4 force-up, a runner's on the corners, first and third, and here's Ashby. who won the first game with a home run. Fastball bounced to third. Guerrero up with it. He'll come across to first, and the inning was over. So the Dodgers get out of a misplay and save the inning. No runs, one hit, one error, two left for the Astros. The score going into the bottom of the second, 0-0.
You're rolling down the highway.
Well, the Dodgers squeak by that one as they get Alan Ashby to bounce to third base, and Guerrero pegs him out. So we'll see what goes from now. In the bottom of the second inning, the Dodgers will have Bundy, Guerrero, and Socha, and we've had two little errors in the game that you would expect those players to make. Garner let one get away on a roller that might have had English on it, and Russell, I think, was startled that the ball was flipped to him by Davy Lopes on that play, trying for the double play. Okay, here is Rick Mundy coming on. Mundy, a .315 batting average during the regular year, 11 home runs and 25 runs batted in, still playing with his right foot around the ankle, heavily taped. So Mundy, 2 for 11 in the championship series, coming up now here in the second inning. Okay, Moa's in. No score. The Astros have the only hit of the game, a single by Cruz to left field. And Ryan now ready to go to Mundy. Mundy 0 for 2 in last night's game. Ryan's pitch, swung on a miss to high hard one, strike one. 0-1 the count. Dodgers winning last night 2-1 and winning Friday afternoon's game 6-1. So the series is all squared up. 0-1 count. Nolan Ryan leans in. Mundy backs out for a moment. Rick's not ready. Now Ryan set and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Another fastball to Mundy. Mundy has, of course, exceptional power, and he has good power to the opposite field. So he could take a fastball pitcher like Ryan to left center field pretty deep. If he makes contact. Of course, when you're a slugger, you have the problem of striking out. Takes inside for ball 1 and 2. Most home run hitters do strike out quite a bit. Boy, what a beautiful day this is. Puffy skies, big white clouds, a lot of blue, mountains visible in the background. Gorgeous setting. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Mundy. High and away, ball 2, 2 and 2. Guerrero on deck, and then Socha. The Dodgers and the Astros. Let's see if we have any report out of Philadelphia yet. No score. They've played 2 innings. That's Carlton and Rogers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Swing and a foul tip held by Ashby, and that is strikeout number 2 for Ryan. Here's Guerrero. His home run last night gave the Dodgers their first run. Pedro, 3 hits, 14 at-bats in the championship series, and the 1 home run. 12 home runs during the regular season. So 1 away here in the second. Baker got on the squibber to second base that Garner couldn't pick up. Only Dodger base runner. Guerrero takes one outside, ball 1. Nolan Ryan, at the outset, appears to be on his game again. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, that's low. Ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan takes a little walk. Makes a complete circle of the mound, comes back on top. On deck, Socha. 2-0 the count to Pedro. Strike on a fastball, 2-1. Astros play Guerrero straight away. Jam-packed Dodger Stadium. Now the 2-1 look, and the pitch on the way. Taken high, ball 3, 3-1. So Guerrero gets a 3-1 count, and Ryan takes a walk the other way now off the first base side of the mound. Takes a little walk, comes on up on top. Ryan has had exceptional control lately. As we say, he walked only one the last time and only 3 in the no-hitter. 3-1 pitch on the way. He's low with it, ball 4, and Pedro's on with a walk. Well, there's the first walk of the game, given up by Ryan. And it'll bring up Mike Scioscia, who is 1 for 9 in the series and had only 2 hits in 30 at-bats during the regular season against Houston. But he hit a couple of long balls against Ryan, one in each game. In fact, he came as close as anyone to getting a base hit against Ryan in that no-hitter. But Poole made a good running catch on the drive in the right center field alley. Guerrero away from first base and the pitch to Scioscia. Strike on the fastball, 0-1. Billy Russell on deck and Jerry Royce to follow. One strike count. Guerrero off first. Walling holds him on. Scioscia waiting the pitch. Curve up high, ball 1, and it's 1-1. And Ryan again taking a little walk down on the grass. He's been missing with the breaking ball most of the time. So Noli takes a little walk again, and apparently he's having trouble getting the breaking ball for a strike. He's thrown several, and he has a good curveball when it's on. Okay, 1-1, 1 out. Runner going, and here's the throw by Ashby to second base. High, he's stolen it. So Guerrero steals second base. Ball 2 to Scioscia. Ashby's throw was too high to Dickie Thon, and Guerrero went sliding in a little awkwardly. He goes sliding in awfully late when he gets in there, and he rolled across the bag. But he beat the throw. Guerrero has to be careful he doesn't hurt himself sliding that way. They're trying to teach him how to slide, but he really hasn't learned how yet, and he waited a little too long to learn to slide then, but he's all right. Now Scioscia trying to pick him up. 2-1 to count. A walk and a steal. Here's the look. Here's the pitch on the way. High, ball 3. 3-1 to Mike. And he no doubt has a green light here. Scioscia does not strike out a lot. Makes contact, but he hits a lot of fly balls. And doesn't have a lot of speed. So that's a handicap for him. But he still had a great year with a .276 batting average. And Guerrero now is still hobbling off at second base. And Ozark comes out to see about him. Guerrero's going to check his right ankle. And Paul Padilla is coming out there to see about it as Guerrero takes his shoe off. So he told you he slides awkwardly, and he did that time. He went in there with a late slide, and he seemed to hit the bag with his ankle and rolled over and got up. He wasn't limping when he got up, but now as he's leading off the base out there, he did feel a little pain, and he's lying on the ground as Padilla, the trainer, has the shoe off and is working on his foot. So apparently Pedro felt something in that ankle after he went in there. We knew he did after he went in there, but then he waited a little bit to call it to the attention of first Danny Ozark and now Padilla, and he's going to get up and limp around with his shoe off. He's walking on the grass behind the mound. I think he's going to stay in. He's flexing that leg. He's still walking with the shoe off. The Dodgers could ill afford to lose Guerrero at this stage of the race. They've already got the Penguin on the shelf. He's going to put the shoe back on now. And perhaps if he gets off base between innings, they'll apply some tape to that ankle, tape it up, and see if he can't go. Tommy Lasorda gives him 2 or 3 pats on the back. Hang in there, Pete. Keep it going. And he's going to be all right. Going to stay in. Don't know how long, but he's going to be in there now. Pete's going to do a little running out behind second base, trying to flex that leg. Of course, he broke a leg in Albuquerque in the minor league several years ago on a slide at home plate. But he does slide awkwardly. That's one thing that he does not do well. He does not slide correctly. They had Maury Wills try to teach him for a while, but so far the lessons have not been absorbed by Guerrero. All right, 3-1 to Scioscia. Mike waits, Ryan set. Guerrero lead away from second base, Thon in behind him. Here's the look and the pitch on the way. Ground ball, first baseline knocked down by Walling. He will fire to Ryan in time for the out. And Walling made a good play to keep that out of an extra base hit. If he is a left-hand thrower, he can't make that play. But with the glove on the left hand, he's able to flag down the ball and make the play to first base to Ryan covering. Scotia hit it fairly hard, but Walling close to the line, able to flag it down. Here's Bill Russell at bat. Bill with a key base hit last night. In fact, he had 2 out of 3. And now Russell has 3 out of 12 in the series. And Billy, one of the old pros of the game for the Dodgers, up here now. Walling a good play on a ball hit to his left, right down the line. So a runner at third for the Dodgers with 2 out in the second inning and no score. Here's the look and the pitch on the way to Billy. Taking low, ball 1. Royce is on deck. But Scotia pulled it, but he didn't hit it quite hard enough. All right, Guerrero, short lead at third. Russell waiting. 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan ready, the pitch. Strike on a fastball, 1-1. Russell thought that was a little low. Walks out of the batter's box. Ryan takes another walk around the top of the hill. Hill has been doing a lot of wandering out there this inning. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Outside and low, ball 2, 2-1. Ryan, of course, might not give Russell anything to handle since he has Royce on deck. And Royce wasn't the All-American hitter in Houston. In fact, Royce in Houston struck out 4 times. 3 times. All right, 2-1. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to left field. Cruz coming to the line, puts the glasses down. High pop fly. He's there, and the inning is over. So Russell flies out. The Dodgers leave Guerrero on third base, and the score at the end of 2 innings, 0-0.
The 1982 season will be one of great excitement at Dodger Stadium. The season will mark the 20th anniversary of Dodger Stadium, and it'll be the 25th year of the Dodgers in Los Angeles. You can be a part of all the action as a Dodger season ticket holder. If you have an interest in Dodger season tickets, just send your name, address, and phone number to 1982 Dodger Season Tickets, Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles 90012. That's 1982 Dodger Season Tickets, Dodger Stadium, LA 90012.
Well, we go along into the third inning with Ryan due up first. Guerrero's back in there at third base. So apparently Pedro's going to stay in there. Ryan will be the hitter coming on here in the top of the third. Ryan, not a bad hitter. And he had 11 hits during the regular year in 51 at-bats for a .216 average. 1 RBI. Fanoli will come on here in the third inning. No score. 1 hit for the Astros and nothing for the Dodgers. Only thing close, ground ball by Scotia, fielded by Walling along the first base line. Now the pitch. Ryan takes high, ball 1, 1-0. So in the third, the Astros got a runner at second and a runner at first. The Dodgers had a runner to third base. Ryan takes again high, ball 2. So Royce starts behind to Ryan, 2 balls and no strikes, and he started behind to a couple of hitters in the second inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Foul off first out of play, so they let Ryan hit 2-0. And he pops it up down the first base line. A beautiful October Sunday afternoon here in Los Angeles. And a special greeting to all our friends in Vero Beach, Florida, in the Florida area. Fastball inside, drives Ryan away, ball 3, 3-1. Happy to have the folks in Florida with us for our Sunday broadcast. 3-1 to Ryan, leading it off here in the third. Royce checks his signs, and the 3-1 pitch. He walked him. Pitch was up and in, and Ryan is on with a walk. So Royce gives up his first base on balls, and it's to Ryan, and that brings on Terry Poole. So Royce walks the first batter of the inning, and it's the pitcher. Now we'll see how the Astros go with it from here. With Poole at bat, Garner and Scott to follow. Guerrero's up on the grass at third base against Poole, a left-hand batter, who's now looking at third base coach Don Leppert. Third inning, no score, and the Astros with a base runner to begin things. Their third runner of the game. The Dodgers have had two. The pitch to Poole around a bunt up the first base side. Here's Royce with a play to second base in time. So they get the force play on the bunt as Poole bunted it back to Royce. Royce down to Russell to get Ryan easily and no further throw. And here's Garner at bat. Garner flied to right field his first time up. Phil has 2 for 14 in the playoffs. Hit .248 during the regular season. Scrap iron, Phil Garner. He is playing out his contract, and of course the Astros took a chance when they made the trade for him. They took a chance that they could negotiate a new contract with him. And they needed a second baseman at the time, so they decided to take the gamble, and it has helped them get where they are. Royce with a lob throw to first base, and Poole back on the bag. Poole runs the bases pretty well. He has good speed. Poole stole 22 and was caught only 4 times during the regular season. Here's the pitch. Garner looks at one low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Royce, the control pitcher, is a little shaky with his control right here. He had a little problem in the last inning. A couple 3-ball counts, but he got out, and then he walked Ryan, and now he goes ball 1 to Garner, with Scott due next. Quick throw to first, not in time. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. And the stretch again by Royce. The look over. Pitch on the way to Garner. High, ball 2. So definitely Royce is struggling now with his control and time calls. Sosa's going to go out and try to talk to him. So Sosa's at the mound. And Royce now turns and goes back to the rosin sack. And now here's Sosa back behind the plate. 2-0. 1 out, 1 on. Houston batting third inning. No score. Royce set again, the look. Throw to first, not in time. 2 balls and no strikes to Garner. Crowd kind of quiet for the moment. Poole away from first base. They might go hit and run here. Here's the look. There he goes. Pitch is taken for a strike, and it popped out of Sosa's glove. So they had him stealing, and he makes it. And it's a 2-1 count to Garner as the ball popped out of Sosa's glove as he was set to try to make a throw. So the little things are not really going right for the Dodgers as of the moment. They had a miscue at second base on a double play try. Royce walked the pitcher. Sosa drops the pitch with the runner going. Garner, 2-1 count. Poole off second, the pitch. Foul, back out of play, 2-2. And remember, Royce is not a strikeout pitcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garner, 7 for 34 on the year against the Dodgers. Top of the third, and the Astros trying to draw first blood. And I'll tell you, 1 run in this game might be the difference. Here's the 2-2 look. And the pitch. Foul upstairs to the right, way down the line, way back in there. 2-2 to Garner. Well, the Astros last year beat the Dodgers in the final game in that playoff championship, for the championship here. And this year they're trying to do it again on the last day. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Garner, bouncing ball to Guerrero. Up with it, holds the runner. Throws in time, almost pulled Garvey off. A good stretch by Garvey. 2 away, and holding at second is Poole as Guerrero looked his runner back and then almost took his eye off the target. So before we see Tony Scott now, let's pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Headline newsmakers, provocative guests and conversation, mornings 9:05 to 1. I'm Michael Jackson, KABC, Los Angeles.
Here's Tony Scott at bat, grounded to third last time up, single for a run last night. The pitch. Curve is in there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 the count to Scott. He's 3 for 17 in the playoffs. 0-1 count. Again, Royce ready to pitch. Bouncing ball wide to third. Guerrero backs up. His play to first base is low. Dug out by Garvey in time for the out to retire the side. But Guerrero's busy over there, and Garvey's helping him out with 2 good catches on errant throws. No runs, no hits. 1 left. The score going to the bottom of the third. 0-0. All right, Jerry Royce now will start it off in the last half of the third inning. In 1964, this date, the Cardinals beat the Yankees 4-3 in the 4th game of the series, and the series the Cardinals went on to win. Roger Craig in relief was the winner, and Al Downing took the loss. 1964 World Series, Cardinals and Yankees. Here's Royce at bat for his first turn today. Royce walked Ryan, but got away with it in the third inning. The Astros have now left 3, the Dodgers 2. Ryan's pitch to Royce is outside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. The finale for one or the other. The pitch. Royce looks at a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jerry didn't like that call. He backs out of there. He won't say too much to Lee Wire because, after all, he's got to make some throws in there. The Wire's going to be calling on the other side. 1-1 count. Ryan's pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A low fastball humming in around the knees by Ryan. One and 2 the count. Ryan deals. Strike 3 swinging. So Royce now has struck out 5 straight times. 4 times in Houston, and his first time up here this afternoon. For Ryan, his 3rd strikeout, and it brings to bat Davey Lopes. Lopes struck out to start the game for the Dodgers in the first inning. Davey a 206 average during the regular year, 3 for 15 in the playoffs. One out. Here's the look and the pitch on the way. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1 to Davey. Didn't like that call at all. Ryan in the long ball had given up only 2 during the regular season, then gave up 1 to Garvey in the championship game in Houston. So he is really stingy as far as the long ball is concerned. Lopes looks at a curve, strike 2. He's getting a diet of curveballs from Ryan, who blew him out with a fastball last time up. The Dodgers in the championship series have a team average of 195. The Astros less than that, 186. 0-2 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. Curve is a little high, so he got 3 straight curveballs. 1 and 2. A gorgeous day. Big crowd, good game in progress. The 1-2 pitch to Lopes. Foul upstairs. That's going to carry up above the press box. Strike 2 and ball 1 to Lopes. All right, a 1 and 2 count. In the dirt with a curve, 2 and 2. They haven't seen a fastball yet. They're trying to get Davey to chase one now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out and nobody on, and we have no score. We're in the 3rd inning. The Rams winning in Atlanta 37-35. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit up the middle behind second base off Garner's glove. Base hit for Lopes. So Davey is on with a single off the glove of Garner at second base. So Lopes, the first Dodger hit. And that'll bring on Kenny Landreau. Lopes during the regular year stole 20 bases, was caught only twice. So we'll see now if they have Lopes trying to run here and get something going against the Astros. As Davey grounded that ball back to the middle. Garner got a glove on it, but couldn't come up with the ball. Doubtful that he would have thrown Davey out even had he fielded it. Okay. Landreau waiting, Lopes off first base and draws a throw. He threw it away, and it hit the umpire, or hit Davey in the back, hit somebody over there. As a bad throw, hit either Davey or the umpire. If it hit the umpire, of course, it's still in play and it rolled into the coach's box. If it does not hit the umpire, it'll go to the scoreboard. It bounced off the glove and did hit the umpire. It got by Walling, hit the umpire, and bounced in behind Manny Mote in the coaching box. That's a tough break for the Dodgers on an errant throw by Ryan. Had it not hit first base umpire Montague, Lopes will be a second or possibly third. There he goes. Here's the throw by Ashby to second base. He's in there easily with a steal. So Lopes fields it. And Landreau now will try to pick him up. The second steal for the Dodgers today. Guerrero stole in the second inning. I don't know where that ball hit Montague. He hasn't rubbed yet, but it hit him, and he's kind of leaning sideways over there. It bounced off Walling's glove and hit the umpire. Kind of doing some stretches down there. All right, Landreau now with a chance to get the Dodgers on top. Here's the pitch. Taken high. Ball two balls and no strikes. And Ryan holds his hands up to ask Woody Wire where was it. And Wire holds up the hand to show the count. 2 balls, no strikes. I think Ryan might have wondered if the first ball was not a strike on the one that Lopes stole on. Now Walling comes to the mound to talk to Ryan. So Nolan, I think, thought maybe the first pitch was a strike. And that's why he held his hands up to ask Wire, what is the count? 2 balls, no strikes. Baker on deck. All right, Ryan waiting. Landreau up with the arm. Here's the pitch on the way. On the corner. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Landreau can go to all fields. He's better off when he does. And now and then he gets a tendency to try to pull everything. But if he starts spraying the ball around, he's a much better hitter. 2-1, 1 out. Lopes on second. Here's the pitch. Inside at his feet, ball 3-1. After Landreau, of course, the Dodgers have Baker, then Garvey, then Monday. Lopes with a single and a steal with 1 out. And Landreau 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Bond will go to third base, and he throws too late. The ball gets away from third baseman Howe. Down to second base goes Landreau. Dickie Bond made a rookie's mistake. He thought he had a play on Lopes ahead of him, but he did not. He threw it too late, too low. It hit Lopes going in. The ball got away from Howe into the coaching box, and Lopes went in there safely. The ball went between Howe and good Lopes. Dickie Bond made a rookie's mistake. He thought he had a play on Lopes ahead of him, but he did not. He threw it too late, too low. It hit Lopes going in. The ball got away from Howe into the coaching box, and Lopes went in there safely. The ball went between Howe's legs, Sid Lopes, and down to second base on the play goes Landreau. And we'll see about the scoring on that one. Fielder's choice, perhaps, and an error to allow Landreau to take second base. We still haven't had the scoring on it. And here's Baker at bat with Landreau on second. It'll be an error on Bond and a fielder's choice for Landreau, and Landreau winds up at second base on the error. Bond made a throw to third. He didn't have much of a play there. All right, Baker now trying to put the Dodgers on top. Here it is. Fly ball to shallow left field. Bond backing out, calling as he goes. He's there, and he makes the catch. And so Baker can't get it done. On the first pitch, he pops it up. So the Dodgers with a golden opportunity, and Dusty Baker can't get it done. Well, that leaves it up to Garvey, as Baker with a chance to get the run in, and Dusty pops it up to shortstop. Garvey at bat, grounded out his first time up, and Ryan now trying to wiggle off the hook. Well, both teams so far have escaped with some bad play, really. Okay, Garvey up. Lopes on third, Landreau on second. Here's the look, and the pitch to Garvey. Curve is low, ball one. 1-0 the count to Garvey. Led the team in runs batted in with 64. 10 home runs. He's had 2 home runs in the championship series. One against Ryan. The other against Bob Nepper. So here's Garvey looking for a little single right now. Here's the 1-0 look, and the pitch on the way. Bouncing ball to shortstop. Bond backs up. Here's his throw. In time, and the Dodgers miss a glorious chance as Garvey grounds out after Baker had popped up with runners at second and third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. Ross will be here with more play in the fourth with the score 0-0. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Game 4, Game 5, Inning 4 of the National League West Championship Series. The Dodgers and Astros scoreless. The Dodgers just missing a great chance to get on the board against Nolan Ryan. They had the right men up at the right time, runners at second and third and 1 out. But Ryan got Dusty Baker to pop up on the first pitch to shortstop, and then forced Steve Garvey to ground out to Dickie Thon, whose error earlier in the inning had given the Dodgers the chance, but they couldn't take advantage. So each side has had a couple of chances and been turned away. Jerry Royce will face Art Howe, Jose Cruz, and Denny Walling here in the fourth inning. Howe sent Rick Mundy to the warning track for his drive in the second inning. Houston had men at first and third in that inning with 2 out. First and second with 1 out, couldn't score. Astros had Poole at second with 1 out in the third, and Garner and Scott bounced out to Guerrero. Garvey made a great play to save a run on a low throw by Guerrero to get Scott. Art Howe takes a strike, 0-1. The Dodgers got Guerrero to third with 2 out in the second, but Russell flied to left, and then missed that opportunity in the third. Royce to the windup and a 1-strike pitch. Line drive to center, hanging up though for Landreau. He's got it. So Art Howe's hit the ball hard twice today, and he's got nothing to show for it. He's hitting cleanup with Cedeno out with that hamstring injury. Jose Cruz has had Houston's only hit. He was allowed to swing on a 3-0 pitch in the second inning and dunked one in front of Dusty Baker. Royce's fastball is on the outside corner below the belt for a strike, 0-1. Royce was getting his pitches up, especially in the third inning, trying to get more into a groove here in the fourth. 0-1 pitch. Slow curve, misses low, 1-1. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Astros. And you might expect a little jitteriness. Slow ground ball to Garvey. It'll be foul before it gets to him, as Royce fed Cruz a slow curve. 1-2. On deck, Denny Walling. Phillies and Expos playing at this hour for the National League East Championship. At the end of 4, no score. Rogers against Carlton. Strike 3 call. Fastball on the outside corner. Gets Jose Cruz looking. That's the first strikeout today for Jerry Royce. 2 out on the Houston fourth, and Denny Walling coming up. Milwaukee and New York will play for the American League East Championship tonight at Yankee Stadium. It'll be Moose Haas against Ron Guidry. The Dodgers, the Phillies, and the Yankees and the Brewers have all come from 2-0 deficits in their respective series to not them. Walling was aboard on Russell's error in the second inning. Then he takes a fastball high, ball 1. No score, 2 out, top of the fourth inning. Royce pumps and delivers. Line drive, base hit, left field to the right of Russell. Hit number 2 for Houston off Jerry Royce. So the left-handed Denny Walling playing first base for the injured Cedeno Wraps one to the opposite field. Here's Dickie Thon. Thon bounced into a force out in the second inning. The Astros have scored 1 run in each of the last 3 playoff games against the Dodgers, and they had 1 run for 8 2/3 innings in game 1. Fastball low to Thon, blocked out in front of the plate by Socia. So runs have been hard to come by in this series, especially for the Astros. The Dodgers got 6 runs here in Game 3 Friday afternoon. But for the most part, they've been low-scoring affairs as predicted. 2 great pitching staffs going head-to-head in a best-of-5 series. The right-handed hitting Thon waiting. Royce out of the stretch in the 1-0 pitch. A blooper in the right field. Monday coming up. He's got to play. Fighting the sun and makes the catch. That's a little tougher than it looked. No runs, 1 hit. The Astros leave their 4th man. The Dodgers have also stranded 4. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, still no score. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning at Dodger Stadium on Showdown Sunday. No score, the Dodgers and the Astros. Nolan Ryan and Jerry Royce. Ready to hit for the Dodgers in the 4th, Rick Monday, Pedro Guerrero, and Mike Socia. The Dodgers with just 1 hit, Davey Lopes' 3rd inning single. Ryan has walked 1. He has struck out 3. Monday struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Ryan went after him with high fastballs and got him. Monday asking for time, not prepared to dig in yet. Now Rick says he's okay. Ryan into the windup in the first pitch. Popped out of play off to the left. We asked Dodger batting instructor and first base coach Manny Mota before the game today what he would tell the Dodger hitters, and he said, I'm going to tell them don't rush against Ryan. We've chased too many outside curveballs against him. We've got to wait longer. We've got to go with the pitch. We've got to hit the ball at the middle if we can. Sometimes easier said than done against Nolan Ryan. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Monday. Bunted to third. Hal's got it. Barehand pickup and throw and got him. Good play by Hal. So Monday tried to surprise the Houston third baseman and dump one and didn't get away with it. 1 out of the 4th inning, and here's Pete Guerrero. Guerrero walked, stole second. Appeared to hurt his ankle on a stolen base, but stayed in the game. Got to third with 2 out, but Ryan forced Russell to pop up to left field. Ryan, in his last 3 starts, pitched a no-hitter against the Dodgers, gave up 1 run to the Reds in Cincinnati, and in the first playoff game, 1 run to the Dodgers. So he has been highly effective, and he starts Guerrero off with a curveball that's in for strike 1. Noli himself says, I'm pitching as well now as I ever have. And the Dodgers will test to that. 1-strike pitch to Guerrero. Breaking ball, chased and missed. 0-2. On deck, Mike Socia. Dodgers left Baker at first base in the opening inning, Guerrero at third base in the second, Lopes at third, and Landreau at second in the 3rd inning. All right, the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball, and Guerrero out in front strikes out. Strikeout number 4 for Noli. He's had 1 per inning. 2 out, and here's Mike Socia. With Guerrero at second base and 1 out in the 2nd inning, Socia pulled the ball sharply. But Denny Walling was crowding the line back at first. He was able to knock the ball down and feed it to Ryan, and they got Socia. And Russell made the final out. The first one to Socia took something off and got it in for a strike, 0-1. The winner goes on to the National League Championship Series. That will begin Tuesday afternoon in the home park of the Western Division winner. 1-strike pitch. Socia holds up in time, and it's 1-1. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, Montreal just got 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning to take a 2-0 lead over the Phillies. That's Steve Rogers and Steve Carlton. Here's Ryan's 1-1 pitch to Socia. Swing and a miss, but a pitch away from him. 1-2. When the Astros come up in the 5th, they'll have Alan Ashby, Nolan Ryan, and Terry Poole to face Jerry Royce who's allowed 2 hits. 1-2 to Socia, who's had a miserable year against Houston pitching. He pops one up, and it'll be a play. Art Howe coming through the third base coaching box, adjusts the sunglasses, and puts it away. So the Dodgers, for the first time this afternoon, go in order against Ryan in the 4th. We go to the 5th. Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing. It's been another typical Dodger-Astro pitching duel on this biggest game of the year for both squads at Dodger Stadium. Game 5 of the National League Western Division Championship Series. Western Series, no score as we make our way to the 5th inning. To show you just how well Jerry Royce and Nolan Ryan have been pitching, each will begin the 5th inning going against the number 8 hitter in the other order. Alan Ashby started for Houston, and it'll be Ryan and Terry Poole over the top of the 5th. Ashby bounced to third his first time up. Royce winds, and the first pitch is lifted in the air, back and short. In the left field, Baker coming up, Russell going out. Look out, it's Baker for the one-handed catch. At the last moment, Russell veered away. One pitch, one away, and here's Nolan Ryan. One of the most likable guys in baseball. You don't find anybody with a harsh word for Nolan Ryan. He has been a gentleman and a true credit to the game for years and years. And if you are a baseball purist, not a Dodger fan, you really had to be pulling for him that day in Texas when he went after that 5th career no-hitter. He had waited so long. And he was, as you might guess, genuinely thrilled, especially with his wife Ruth and his mother in attendance at the Dome. He fouled one back 0-1. Nolan Ryan's Major League career began way back in 1966 with the New York Mets. Came to the Angels in 72, to Houston last year. When Nolan Ryan, 34 years old, it's one foul off to the right, 0-2. Ryan's been in over 450 games, and he still has never started a game where he did not walk at least one batter in a complete game effort. All right, Royce's 2-strike pitch is high to Ryan, 1-2. 2 hits for the Astros. Cruz single to the 2nd. Walling single in the 4th. 1 hit for the Dodgers. There's a base hit for Ryan. Plunked into center field. So on a 1-2 pitch, Ryan comes up with a base hit. Third hit off Royce. And here's Terry Poole, who's flied to left, and last time up, bunted into a force out. So twice today, Royce has let Ryan get on base. A walk in the 3rd and a single with 1 out on the 5th. Nolan puts on the jacket at first base. And here's Poole. So Jerry's got to be kicking himself right now. He has led Ryan aboard in a scoreless battle in the 5th inning. Now the stretch in the first one to Terry Poole. Breaking ball high and inside. When the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 5th, they'll have Russell, Royce, and Lopes coming up. Lopes with the only Dodger hit. 1 out single in the 3rd. The stretch by Jerry Royce, and the 1-0 pitch to Terry Poole. Popped up. There might be a play back at first. Garvey, fighting the sun, needs help. Lopes behind him. In trouble. Can't hold on to it. Garvey immediately knew he was in trouble, and he screamed for help, and Lopes came streaking across the foul line, came near the tarp, adjacent to the auxiliary scoreboard along the right field line, tried to make a catch off balance, and couldn't do it. Garvey just threw his hands up as if to say, I can't see it. And Lopes came over and tried for a basket catch, side straddle, hit his glove and popped out. So Poole with new life in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So let's see if that comes back to hurt the Dodgers. Ryan, the runner at first. Garvey plays behind him. Royce goes to the stretch. And the 1-1 pitch fouled off at the plate. 1-2. On deck, Phil Garner. A year ago, on that final weekend of the regular season here, Royce beat Ryan 2-1 on a home run by Garvey. And they're hooked up in another good one this afternoon. No score in the 5th. All right, Jerry at the belt. Delivers 1-2. Popped up. Back is short. Russell on the rim of the grass. Has room almost to the line as he makes the catch for the 2nd out. As Phil Garner comes to the plate, we'll pause for station identification. You're in tune with the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
People, issues, and events. Stay awake, be informed. Weeknights, 12:05 to 5 a.m. I'm Ray Breen, KABC Los Angeles.
Bill Garner has flied to right and bounced to third. He is 1 for 10 against Royce this year, 2 for 16 in the series. Jerry trying to get him and get out of the fifth inning. Ryan, the runner at first, 2 away. Royce set and the pitch to Garner. Curveball rammed foul to the far end of the Dodger dugout, ricocheting back toward the field. And Don Leppert will pick it up in the third base coaching box. Royce held the Astros scoreless for 8 2/3 innings here last weekend in the regular season. Shut him out for 9 in playoff game 2. He's blowing inside to Garner, 1-1. When you look at Ryan's numbers against the Dodgers this year and Royce's numbers against the Astros, you figure to be 0-0 for at least 9. Well, it's 0-0 and we're in the fifth. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Garner. Fly ball back a second in the shallow center. Landreau coming up. Lopes going out. Davey Cawley, look out. Landreau for the catch. And then tripped into Lopes and held on to the ball. Davey sat down as they bumped together. But Landreau made the catch. Oh, nothing comes easy. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. The Astros are stranded 5. Through 4.5 innings, Dodgers nothing, Astros nothing.
Have you heard about the Fall Value Carnival?
We've reached the halfway point at Dodger Stadium. No score at the end of 4.5 innings in the deciding game of the National League Western Division Series. Turned into a lovely Sunday here in Southern California. Most of those clouds are now moved out of the area downtown in Los Angeles here at Dodger Stadium. A few billowy white clouds out behind the mountains and right center field. But a lot of sunshine. Nolan Ryan in the bottom of the fifth will look at Bill Russell, Jerry Royce, and Davey Lopes. The Astros have 3 of the 4 hits in this game. Royce has retired the side in order only in the first inning, but he's still even. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the Phillies did not score in the 5th inning against Steve Rogers, so they go to the 6th inning. Expos 2, Phillies nothing. Bill Russell flied to left in the 2nd inning with Guerrero at 3rd and 2 out. Dodgers had Lopes at 3rd, Landreau at 2nd with 1 out in the 3rd. That was their biggest opportunity to get in front of Ryan. But Baker went after the first pitch and popped up to Thon, and then Garvey grounded out to the Houston shortstop. Ryan's retired 5 in a row now. Actually 6, except Landreau was aboard on the fielder's choice. Crowd trying to stir something up for the Dodgers here in the 5th inning. Noli winds in the first one to Russell. Fastball is lifted to left field. Cruz has the play. Waiting and makes the catch. So just as Ashby went after Royce's first pitch in the top of the 5th and flied to left, Russell does likewise against Ryan in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Jerry Royce that struck out swinging his first time up. The Dodgers have won 13 of their last 15 from the Astros here at Dodger Stadium. So that is past history. Today is the one that counts. They won 7 out of 8 this year at Dodger Stadium from Houston. There's a fly ball foul out of play along the left field line. 0-1 to Royce. Bill Burton admitted after last night's game, he said, "I'm sure some of my players will have a hard time sleeping tonight, but tomorrow they'll be ready." Well, we're scoreless in the 5th. Breaking ball, Royce tried to bunt it. Left it in Ashby's glove, strike 2. 0-2. When Ryan pitched his no-hitter against the Dodgers, his curveball was wicked. When he threw his 2-hitter against them Tuesday, his fastball was a lot better than it was in the no-hitter. He's mixed it up well today. The 2-strike pitch. Fastball is low, 1-2 to Royce, with Lopes on deck. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Astros. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Dodgers. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Royce. Way outside, 2-2. Ryan, in talking about the fact that he was much better this year than last year, said last year he was too fine on 2-2 pitches. And when the count reached 3-2, batters got on base about 60% of the time. Well, he's 2-2 to Royce. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging with a fastball. 5 strikeouts for Nolan Ryan. Keeps up that pace, 1 per inning. And with 2 away in the 5th, they'll look at Davey Lopes, who has the only Dodger hit. Davey smashed up the middle in the 3rd inning after Ryan got ahead on the count 0-2. The ball hit Phil Garner's glove as he made an effort racing to his right to get to it. Ricocheted into shallow center field. Davey then stole second. Gambled on a ground ball at Landreau. It's a thon. The ball was in front of him. And Davey made it. The throw was low, bounced away. Landreau took second. The first one to Lopes is swung on and missed. 0-1. When the Astros bat in the 6th, they'll have Tony Scott, Art Howe, and Jose Cruz. Ryan into his windup, and a 1-strike pitch to Davey. In there, a fastball called strike 2, 0-2. Nolan Ryan, he's never won a game at Dodger Stadium. 0-5 lifetime, lost 3 of them with the Mets, 2 last year with the Astros. Pitching one of the biggest games of his life today. 2-strike pitch. Got him swinging on a breaking ball. Foul hip. Nope, he's still up there. Ashby couldn't hold on to it. So Lopes gets another chance with the count 0-2. Two out, nobody on. Montreal has added a run in the 6th inning at the end of 5 1/2. Expos 3, Phillies nothing.
Nicknames, of course, are a part of professional sports, many mighty descriptive.
The Astros got Cruz to third base in the 2nd inning. They got Poole to second base in the 3rd inning. Those have been their biggest threats. The Dodgers got Guerrero to third in the 2nd, Lopes to third in the 3rd. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Got him looking with a fastball. So Ryan has his first 2 strikeout inning of the game. The Dodgers are gone in order. Ryan's retired 8 in a row. He's on the beam. We go to the 6th. Still no score. Tony Scott will lead off in the 6th, and it'll be Art Howe and Jose Cruz for the Astros. Jerry Royce and Nolan Ryan equal to the task. And this is the biggest game of the year for both sides. Scott twice today has grounded out to Guerrero at 3rd, and Royce starts him with a pitch that's in the dirt for a ball. Steve Garvey might have saved a run in the 3rd inning. With 2 out and Poole at 2nd, Guerrero fielded Scott's ground ball and threw on 1 hop, and Garvey dug it out. Royce has struck out 1, he's walked 1, scattered 3 singles. The 1-0 pitch, up and in to Scott, 2-0. Here in the 6th inning, both pitchers will have to go through the heart of the enemy order. 2-0 pitch, inside to Scott, ball 3, 3-0. So Royce falling behind on an Astro batter. He was 3-0 to Cruz in the 2nd inning. Jose swung and got a base hit. All right, the pitch to Scott. High, ball 4, and the Astros have the leadoff man aboard. That is the 2nd time in this game Royce has walked the leadoff hitter. He put Ryan aboard in the 3rd inning, but got out of it. All right, here's Art Howe, who has stung the ball twice today. He put Monday on the warning track in right field in the 2nd inning before Rick caught it. He had a line drive to Landreau in center field in the 4th inning. How will the Astros play it? 1 run looks mighty big. Will he ask Howe to sacrifice and allow Cruz and Walling, the 2 left-handed hitters, to take a shot at getting Scott home? Guerrero is back almost parallel with the bag at 3rd. Royce out of the stretch. The runner goes. The pitch high. Socia sort of Russell. They got him. Mike Socia threw a bullet to Bill Russell. Scott had a pretty good jump. Scott went in head first at 2nd, and Russell was waiting with the tag, and they got him. So the Astros do not have Hal bunting. They have Scott trying to steal, and he's cut down 2-6. 1 away. The count to Hal 1-0. Royce to the windup. The next pitch. That's high. Ball 2. So Jerry Royce has missed on his first 6 pitches, and Socia will travel to the mound to talk to him. In the second and third innings this afternoon, Jerry was getting his pitches up, but he escaped trouble. Now he's 2-0 to Howe, and Socia just helped him out with a great throw to get Scott. In the Dodger bullpen, Bobby Welch is up, and so is Terry Forster. Royce to the line, and the 2-0 pitch to Howe. Line drive, base hit into right field. So now the throw by Socia really looms as a big play in this game. Hit number 4 for the Astros off Royce. And Jose Cruz coming up has one of them. Single to left in the second, was called out on strikes in the fourth. Cruz is the Astros' top home run hitter this year with 13. They lost one of their best right-handed hitters when Cedeno got hurt here last night. 1 on, 1 out, 6th inning, no score. Garvey holds Howe on, so the right side of the infield open. Royce set, delivers, and a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. The same pitch he put the ball in the 4th inning to get him looking for called third strike. That's been Royce's only strikeout up to now. Now the stretch by Jerry Royce. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Luke foul out of play, off to the left, 0-2. On deck, Denny Walling. When the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 6th, they'll have Landreau, Baker, and Garvey to challenge Nolan Ryan, who's allowed only one hit. A third inning single by Davey Lopes. And 2 to Jose Cruz. Pesky hitter. Royce plants the foot on the rubber. Staring down to Socia. Now goes to the stretch. 0-2 pitch. Just high. Cruz able to hold up in time. 1-2. Jam-packed crowd at Dodger Stadium again this afternoon. Had almost 56,000 paid here last night. The stretch. And a 1-2 pitch. Low, ball 2 with a fastball. 2-2. Royce wants the appeal made to third, and John McSherry, or not John McSherry, Jim Quick, says no swing. 2-2. McSherry had some kind words for Vern Rule today. He said, I've umpired some well-pitched games this year behind the plate, but nobody pitched any better than Vern Rule did last night. All right, Jerry Royce ready again. The 2-2 pitch to Cruz. Change up high, 3-2. So he had him 0-2, and now the count goes full. What will the Astros do with Howe? Do they send him? He's got average speed. Cruz, pretty good contact hitter. Royce ready for the payoff pitch to Cruz. Instead of go to first, and Howe goes back to the bag. Here in the inning, Scott walked on 4 pitches. Tried to steal second, and Socia threw him out. Now Howe is single to right. And the count to Cruz, 3-2. Royce ready. At the belt. Howe goes. The pitch, ball 4 outside. And the Astros have 2 runners in the 6th inning. And Royce really hadn't gotten anybody on his own in this inning. And that'll bring Ron Peronowski, the Dodger pitching coach, out to the mound to talk to him. Remember, Jerry's working with 3 days rest. He's in the 6th inning. And now he's in a jam with Denny Walling coming up. 2 on and 1 out. The Astros could easily have a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Had not Socia thrown out Scott. All right, Peronowski's had his say. He's on the way back to the dugout. Here's Walling, who's been on base twice. He was safe on Russell's error in the 2nd. And he singled to left in the 4th inning. Nothing in the 6th inning. The winner takes home the laurels in the National League West. The loser waits till spring training to try again. Walling playing first base for the injured Cesar Cedeno. He was the hero in Game 2 of this series in Houston Wednesday afternoon with an 11th inning RBI single. Royce's pitch. In there, let her high for a strike, and Walling didn't like Wyer's call. 0-1. This is the first game this year Walling has seen Royce. Denny Wade for the left side. Here's the stretch by Royce, and the 0-1 pitch. High, ball one, 1-1. It has not been one of Jerry Royce's better games from a location standpoint. When he's on, he's got the ball knee-high most of the time. Today, he's getting the ball up. 2 on, 1 out. Jerry stretches, and a 1-1 pitch to Wally. High again, ball 2, 2-1. I don't know whether Taranowski gave him a tip or not. Little things like you're not following through enough. Royce collecting his thoughts. Looking down, now plants the foot on the first base side of the pitching rubber. Goes to the stretch, checks the runners off first and second, and deals 2-1 to Wally. Popped up around the plate. Socia fighting the sun. Off with the mask. He's got it. Two out on the Houston sixth inning. Fouled off to the right. Gave him a fastball. 0-1. Royce had one game this year where he used 82 pitches. I think it was in St. Louis. And 80 of the 82 were fastballs. His theory is if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me on my best pitch. The fastball. 0-1 to Dickie Thon. Here's the stretch. Runners take their leads. The pitch. Ground ball to short. Russell's got it over to Lopes. That'll be hit him. So when he needed to get the ball down to Dickie Thon, Royce was able to do it and got the force out. No runs. 1 hit. The Astros lead 2 more. They have stranded 7. At the end of 5.5 innings, still no score. Who will it be? The Dodgers or the Astros? Tension time in the ravine. Landreau is fly to right. And last time up at a ground ball to Thon at short, Lopes tried to go from second to third. Thon tried to nail Lopes and threw low on a bounce past Howe. Landreau took second, but the Dodgers missed their best chance up to now. They had Baker and Garvey coming up with 1 out. 2 men in scoring position, and Baker popped up and Garvey bounced out, both to short. Crowd trying to help the Dodgers. Their 10th man, the Dodgers Stadium crowd. Ryan's pitch. Landreau around the bunt, takes low and outside, ball 1. Nolan Ryan, for all of his great numbers this year, and he's really had them, hadn't had that many complete games. 1-0 pitch. Strike call. Letter high outside corner, 1-1. On the road, for instance, Nolan had 12 starts this year, and he had 3 complete games. At home, he completed 2 of 9. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Landreau. Bunted foul off to the left. Over near the Dodger on deck circle, occupied by Baker. 1-2. Mundy tried to bunt his way on to begin the 4th inning, but Howe barehanded it and threw him out. The last Dodger to get a base hit, and the only Dodger to get a hit was Lopes in the 3rd inning. Nolan's really got 9 in a row since then, counting the fielder's choice. The pitch to Landreau is very high, 2-2. Ryan now has worked in 23 innings against the Dodgers this year, has not allowed them a run, and yielded just 3 hits. Time out for a moment while they get a beach ball behind the plate. Two and 2 to Kenny Landreau, leading off in the 6th inning. No score. Ryan into his windup. Here's the pitch. Fly ball into center field. Tony Scott comes up a few strides and makes the catch. 1 away. Dusty Baker is 0 for 9 against Nolan Ryan this year. He was aboard on Garner's error in the 1st inning and then popped up on the first pitch that Ryan fed him in the 3rd inning. You could see Nolan going to the hard stuff and Dusty just trying to drive the ball somewhere, get it into the air to the outfield to get Lopes on from 3rd. He got it in the air, but the deep shortstop. That wasn't deep enough. Baker steps out for a moment. Ryan, who had 6 strikeouts today, into the windup, and the pitch to Baker. In there, fastball for a strike.
runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Astros. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Dodgers. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, base is empty. Ryan into his windup, and the 1-strike pitch to Dusty. Outside with a fastball, 1-1. When the Astros come up in the 7th, they'll have Ashby, Ryan, and Poole. And the drama continuing to build at Dodger Stadium before another capacity crowd. The 1-1 pitch to Baker is fouled at the plate. Gave him a slow curveball that time. 1-2. Most of Houston's pitching has been right-handed this year. The Dodgers' power is right-handed. Most of the Astros' top hitters are left-handed, and the Dodgers' first 2 pitchers in this series left-handed. Valenzuela and Royce. They face the Astros 4 of the 5 games. All right, 1-2 to Baker. Ryan building to the windup, and the pitch popped up out of play, back of the plate. The best scoring opportunity, that was the Dodgers in the 3rd inning. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and Baker and Garvey couldn't get them home. Astros have left 3 men in scoring position among the 7 they've stranded. Ryan ready again. Kicks and delivers to Baker. Just outside. Dusty holding up on a breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Dodgers have stranded 4 all in the first 3 innings. Left Guerrero at 3rd in the 2nd inning. Lopes at 3rd. Landreau at 2nd in the 3rd inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Ryan's pitch to Baker. Just outside with another breaking ball. 3-2. And Ryan again comes down the mound, down the slope of the mound, looking down to Lee Wire. Another pitch he wanted, but that time he didn't get it for the umpire. 3-2 to Baker with Garvey on deck. Every pitch now so important as we get to the late innings. Ryan ready, and here comes the payoff pitch to Baker. Foul back, fastball, and he's right down below us here in the press box. 3-2 to Baker. What a series. Both games decided in the last at bat in Houston. Dodgers holding on last night in the 9th inning, 2-1. Scoreless today in the 6th. Nolan Ryan into the windup, and the 3-2 pitch to Dusty Baker. Here it is, popped up, and there might be a play outside of first. Howe fighting the sun. No Walling. Now Garner coming over, and he can't get it. Walling had the same trouble that Garvey had on the ball that Poole hit in the 5th inning. He lost it in the sun, and Phil Garner, his second baseman, like Lopes of the Dodgers, had too far to come. The ball landed on a track near the tarp, and Baker gets another chance. The Dodgers got away in the 5th inning after Poole's pop-up eluded them. They got him out. Let's see what the Astros do with Baker now. Dusty back in waiting, 3-2. Crowd with another one of those deafening roars. Here's Ryan's 3-2 pitch to Baker. Whoa, ball 4. Ryan should have gotten him, but he lost Baker. So how important will that be in this ball game? The second walk issued by Ryan. He walked Guerrero in the 2nd inning. Here's Garvey, who's grounded at 3rd and rolled to short. And Garvey asked Wire to look at the baseball, and Lee walks all the way to the mound almost, and gives Nolan a new one. It was Garvey who accounted for the Dodgers' only run off Nolan Ryan this year in 3 games. So that long home run over the center field wall at the Astrodome on Tuesday night in the 7th inning. Here he is in the 6th today with Baker at first. Did the Dodgers play hit and run here? The pitch to Garvey. Low, knocked down by Ashby. Good play by Allen. He kept the ball in front of the plate about 5 feet down the 3rd baseline, and Baker held on at first. Now Art Howe goes to the mound from 3rd to talk to Ryan. Garvey 1 for 7 against Ryan this year, the home run. 5 for 17 in the series with 2 home runs. The other Bob Nepper here Friday afternoon in the 1st inning with 2 men on.
Ryan bends over, looking down to Alan Ashby. Baker takes his lead off first. Right side of the infield open. 1-0 pitch to Garvey. Curveball swung on and missed. 1-1. On deck, Rick Monday. The shadows beginning to creep in behind home plate. It'll be another inning or so before it gets to the plate area. But would Ryan be tough to hit in the shadows? Wow. 1-1 to Garvey. Baker leads away from first. Here's the pitch. Almost hit him. Up and in with a fastball. 2-1. Ryan has struck out 6. He's walked 2. He's allowed only the third inning single by Davey Lopes. He's gotten everybody since Lopes' third inning hit until Baker walked on the 3-2 pitch in the 6th. Only after the pop foul was not caught by the Astros. The stretch by Ryan. Baker goes. The pitch fouled back by Garvey. So the Dodgers with that favorite hit and run combination of theirs. Baker as a runner at first and Garvey at the plate tried it. And Garvey hit a foul ball back on the screen. 2-2. Drama. How much can you take? We're only in the 6th inning. No score. Garvey back in waiting. Walling holds Baker on. Ryan set. 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul. Back of Danny Ozark. 2-2. Ryan taking a walk out behind the mound. Nobody throwing, of course, in either bullpen. Welch and Forster have been up for the Dodgers in this game. Ryan not ready yet. Takes his glove off, rubs up the baseball, goes to his mouth, down at the base of the slope. Garvey steps out. Psychology, an important part of this game as well. All right, Baker takes his lead. Ryan looks at him. Goes to first. A lob toss to Wally, and Baker left his feet. He didn't have to. At the end of 7, Montreal 3, Philadelphia nothing. No score here at Dodger Stadium, bottom of the 6th. National League Divisional Championships being decided at far ends of the country at the same hour in Game 5. Expos won the first 2 in Montreal. Phillies won the last 2 in Philadelphia. Astros won the first 2 in Houston. Dodgers won the last 2 in Los Angeles. The stretch by Ryan. Baker goes. The pitch. Foul back again by Garvey. So Ryan going with his fastball, and Garvey able to peel it foul back on the screen. Home teams have won the first 8 games in the National League mini-series. Montreal trying to snap that in Philadelphia. Astros trying to do it in Los Angeles. 2-2 again to Garvey. Ryan out of a stretch. Baker goes. The pitch. A ground ball hit to left field. Base hit. Baker going to third, and the Dodgers have runners at the corners and 1 out. Stream of confetti falling out of the upper deck at Dodger Stadium. The Astros hold a conference at the mound. The crowd standing. The Dodgers with a chance to take the lead. Monday coming to the plate, and we pause among it all for station identification. This is the Dodgers Radio Network.
Join us for news, plus the zany and the unpredictable. Mornings 5:15 to 9 a.m. The Cannonball Company, KABC, Los Angeles.
Dave Smith runs down to the Houston bullpen to begin warming up. Rick Monday walks to the plate for the Dodgers. Baker at third, Garvey at first. Steve just executed a hit and run perfectly, grounding a single to the right of the shortstop, Thon, to drive Baker to third. Mundy has struck out and bunted and been thrown out by third baseman Howe. Ryan out of a stretch in the pitch. Popped up outside of third. I don't think there'll be a play. Over near the Dodger dugout comes Howe. He can't have room, and it's out of play. So here in the inning, Landreau flied to center. The count went 3-2 to Baker, and he lifted a pop fly in foul territory down the right field side. Walling lost it in the sun, and Garner couldn't get to it, and it fell untouched. Baker then walked on the next pitch from Ryan, which was low. Garvey kept fouling him off on 2-2. The hit and run was on several times, and the last time Garvey grounded one through the hole to left for a base hit to drive Dusty to third. Now here's Mundy, looking for one that he can get in the air to the outfield to try to get Dusty home. No score in the sixth. Ryan looking for the ground ball. The pitch to Mundy. Popped up foul to play again, 0-2, and Mundy clutches that bat, angry at himself. He thinks that was the pitch he was able to handle, but he couldn't get more than a piece of it. 0-2 to Mundy. Ryan, hopeful he could get his seventh strikeout of the afternoon right here. On deck, standing in the shadows in the Dodger on-deck circle is Pedro Guerrero. Baker the runner at third, Garvey at first. Ryan and Mundy, they've been through these wars before. Veterans, head-to-head at Dodger Stadium. Nolan ready. The 0-2 pitch, low and inside with a fastball. Tried to pick off the corner and missed. 1-2 to Mundy. What a time for Mundy to get his first hit of the year off Ryan. He's 0 for 4. He's 2 for 13 in the series. Ryan looking down to Alan Ashby to get the sign. The count 1-2. Now the stretch. And a pitch to Mundy. Line drive, base hit, right field. Baker scores. Dodgers lead 1-0. Garvey stops at second. A fastball, and Rick Mundy lined it in the shallow right field for a base hit, driving home Baker from third. Garvey stopped at second. The Dodgers are on the board and lead 1-0 in the bottom of the sixth. Here's Guerrero, who has walked and struck out swinging. Ryan out of a stretch, and a pitch to Pete. Breaking ball bounced foul over to the Dodger dugout. So, that pop fly that wasn't caught in foul territory may turn out to be a big play in this game. It allowed Baker a second chance, and he walked on the very next pitch. Garvey single to left. Mundy single to right. Here's Guerrero, who homered to left last night. Nolan Ryan stretches and delivers. Breaking ball in there on the outside corner for a strike, and Guerrero, upset at himself, walks out of the batter's box. 0-2. Ryan is due to bat second when the Astros hit in the seventh inning. So he's on thin ice now that the Dodgers have forged into the lead. Garvey at second, Mundy at first, Guerrero waiting. Ryan out of the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball popped up in the shallow center. Tony Scott coming in. Phil Garner going out, and it's Garner for the catch. 2 away. Mike Scioscia is 0 for 2 this afternoon. He's had like 3 hits and 40 at-bats against Astro pitchers this year. Scioscia has grounded to first and fouled out to third. The young catcher from Pennsylvania trying to get a base hit of one of the best pitchers of the game, Nolan Ryan, right here in the sixth inning. to give the Dodgers an insurance run for Jerry Royce. Garvey walking away from second. Monday from first. 2 away. Here's Ryan going to the stretch. And the first one to Socia. Breaking ball, line drive, base hit center field. Garvey will score. Dodgers lead 2-0. Socia hit a bullet up the middle. It almost got Nolan right on the shoulder. To the left of Dickie Thon and through to center field to drive Garvey home from second. Rick Monday stopped at second. The Dodgers have scored twice here in the sixth to lead the Astros 2-0. And here is the seventh man to bat in the inning, Bill Russell, who's flied to left field twice today against Ryan. Nolan, shaky, delivers. Low for a ball. A walk and 3 singles in the Dodgers' 6th inning. RBI hits for Monday and Socia. Russell trying to get Monday home from second base. Rick's got a big lead off the bag. Ryan looks at him. And the 1-0 pitch upcoming to Russell. Here it is. Breaking ball high. 2-0. Jerry Royce would be next. So Ryan doesn't want to make a pitch here that could be fatal. The Astros now need 3 runs to win. They've got 3 innings to do it. Dodgers 2, Houston nothing. The stretch by Ryan, and the 2-0 pitch to Russell. Outside with a fastball, ball 3, 3-0. Nolan Ryan held the Dodgers to 1 hit for 5 of the 3rd innings. Should have had Baker, couldn't get him on the pop fly, walked him, and Garvey, Monday, and Socia respond with singles. 3-0 pitch to Russell, a high bouncer to third, a foul ball by the time Hal gets it. So they allowed Russell to swing 3-0. A good percentage move with the pitcher coming out next. Monday will go back to second and Socia to first base. Mike Socia was maybe the biggest hit of his young major league life. A shot up the middle to center field for an RBI. 3 balls and 1 strike to Bill Russell, who got a key RBI single in the 7th inning last night off Vern Rule. Ryan ready. Here's the pitch. Slow ground ball to third. Hal charges on the run. Throws to first. Safe. The ball gets away from Walling. Here comes Monday to score. 3-0 Dodgers. Russell didn't hit it hard. Art Howe had to charge the ball, but he had time, and his throw beat Russell. But as the ball arrived in Walling's glove, Russell went by and apparently knocked the ball out of the glove, and he hurt Walling's wrist. Then he's taking his left wrist. Russell's also complaining of an injury because Bill Bueller has sprinted out to first base, and Russell flexing his right leg. But Russell knocked the ball out of Walling's glove. The ball rolled about 8 or 10 feet up the right field line. It allowed Monday, who had stopped at third, to accelerate and come home to score. And Socia wound up at third base on the play. The Dodgers have scored 3 in the inning. Bill Burton has gone to the mound. He's going to stick with Nolan Ryan because Jerry Royce is going to be the hitter. We'll wait and see how they score it. The throw had Russell beat, but he knocked the ball out of Walling's glove. And now the two discussing it at first base. They're still trying to decide how to score it. But the big thing is for the Dodgers, they got the run home and it's 3-0. Here's Jerry Royce, who has struck out twice today against Nolan Ryan, who almost certainly is gone now from this game. Walling is charged with the Astros' 3rd error of the game. All right, the first one to Royce. Foul back. on a fastball. So as they say, it's a game of inches. And it certainly was in the 6th inning. Nolan Ryan should have gotten Dusty Baker out. He got him to pop up. The ball was in the territory where it should have been caught, and the sun playing a role for the Dodgers. The pitch to Royce, in there, called strike 2, 0-2. Then, given new life, Baker walked on the next pitch. Garvey single to left on a hit and run to drive him to third. Mundy single to right for a run. Guerrero popped up. Socia single up the middle for one. Russell aboard on Walling's error to get home the third run. Ryan out of a stretch, and the 0-2 pitch to Jerry Royce. Called strike 3, and he took it looking. So Royce has now struck out 7 consecutive times in this series. He yells at Lee Wire, but now he's going to go to the mound and look for Wire to help him out. 7 strikeouts for Nolan Ryan, but a big inning for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and another ball that was not caught that could have been. Jerry will be back in a moment at the end of 6. Dodgers 3, Astros nothing. Well, we're ready to go now to the 7th inning of the ball game, and the Dodgers got a big 3 and 2 big breaks in the inning. The first one came when Baker hit a pop foul along the first baseline, and Walling lost the ball in the sun, and Garner couldn't chase it down. A similar happening to the Dodgers in the 5th inning on Poole's ball. Baker wound up walking, then Garvey singled, Mundy singled. After Guerrero popped out, Socia singled, and Russell grounded to third, and an error on the reception at first base as Russell collided with Walling, and the Dodgers had another run, and Royce now starts off Ashby with a strike. And Joe Pittman is out on deck to bat for Ryan. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 2, and it looks like a new Jerry Royce, who was struggling the last couple of innings. He might have a new breath of air into him now. As we go to the 7th, the Dodgers leading the Astros 3-0. Here's Royce to the windup, and the big guy delivers. Ground ball to third, knocked down by Guerrero, and he can't play it. He knocked it down and couldn't pick it up. He lunged to his left, and it got away from him. And so now the Astros are presented with a break as Pittman comes to bat. So Pittman for Ryan. Guerrero gave up on the ball with a slow runner. He might have had a play had he stayed on it. But now he gave up, and so here's Pittman coming to bat for Ryan, who had 1 hit today. Ryan worked 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, and he walked 2. The pitch to Pittman is ball 1 outside. So he had Ashby at 2 strikes, and then a ground ball to third and the error by Guerrero. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Pittman ran up to bunt, takes a strike, and it's 1-1. Poole is on deck. The Dodgers have activity in the bullpen. Bob Welch going down there. Bullpen. Bob Welch going down there. Forster was with him before. We'll see if we can spot him in the corner. 1-1 count to Pittman. Ashby on first. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, shallow left center field. In comes Landreau, in comes Baker. Who's going to get it? Baker's there. 1 away. So Pittman pops up to Baker in shallow left. And here's Terry Poole, the right fielder. He is 0 for 3 today, Terry Poole. Jerry Royce, who pitched 9 scoreless innings against the Astros in Houston and had nothing to show for it, now trying to repeat that performance here today. It is 3-0 Dodgers. They will look at a new pitcher in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch to Poole. Pop foul out of play on the left side. As Guerrero chases it, it's back on top of the dugout. Strike 1. Ashby is the runner. He was on an error here to begin the 7th. There have been 5 errors in the game, and 1 now has been converted into a run. That was the one by Walling when Russell crossed first base and knocked the ball out of his glove. It is strike 1. Foul back, strike 2. Meanwhile, in Philadelphia, the Phillies are down to their last at-bat as Montreal is leading Philadelphia 3-0 going into the 9th inning. It is strike 2 to Terry Poole. Royce, not a strikeout pitcher, has only 1 today. The pitch on the way, down low, ball 1, 1-2. 7 left on for Houston. 6 left on for the Dodgers. The game is in the 7th inning. The Dodgers scored a big 3 in the 6th inning. Here's the stretch to look, and the pitch on the way to Poole. Foul back again. Count holding at 1-2. There's no tomorrow for the loser, so they're going to pull out all the stops. All right, a 1-2 count to the left-hand batter Poole as Jerry Royce out of a stretch to the pitch. Missed outside, just missed the corner, and he wanted that one. Lee Wire, who's a good ball and strike umpire, said it missed outside. 2-2. Steve Howe and Bobby Welch throwing in the Dodger pen. Okay, here's Royce ready. Ashby away from first base. The pitch to Poole. Popped up foul. That's going to carry out a play. So Poole hangs in there. Left-hand hitter. He hits left-handers pretty well. He stays in there against left-hand pitching. Poole against left-handers has had 22 hits on the year. Now the 2-2 look. And the pitch. Ground ball, high chopper to Garvey. He will carry it to the bag in time for the second out. Garvey was playing deep. Had he been holding the runner, he wouldn't have had a play. That would have been a double. So we have 2 down with a runner at second base, and here's Phil Garner at bat. He's 0 for 3, flat out twice and grounded out. So 2 down in the 7th. As the Dodgers are trying to pull this one out and pull the series out and go on into the championship series for the league against the Eastern Division team, with Montreal leading 3-0 going to the 9th. The pitch to Garner. Inside and low, ball 1. Garner, the batter, a 3-0 ball game for the Dodgers. 3 big ones against Ryan in the 6th inning. Mundy drove in the first one with a single, Socia with a single, and Russell with an error got him in. All right, ball 1 count to Garner. Fouled away upstairs to the right, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to count. There are 2 outs. 1 on in the 7th. Side could have been retired in order, but Guerrero couldn't quite come up with a ground ball hit by Ashby to his left. If the Dodgers win, they will play here again on Tuesday at 1:05. The Phillies have 3 outs left to them, bottom of the 9th coming up. The 1-1 pitch to Garner. Fly ball to center. Here comes Landreau. He's got it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Bottom of the 7th in a minute with the Dodgers leading 3-0.
Introducing Western's Travel Pass with the 1-2 punch. During October, Western Airlines' $50 travel pass will be worth twice as much, because on every travel pass flight, we'll give you 2 punches instead of 1, so you can fill your travel pass twice as fast. Remember, after just 5 punches on 1 pass, your pass is full and worth $50, and you can collect up to 10 passes for $500 off any Western ticket. Western Airlines Travel Pass. It now has a 1-2 punch.
Now you can save up travel passes twice as fast when you fly Western nonstop to Phoenix or Denver. Western has the most nonstops to Phoenix, 6 to choose from every day, conveniently scheduled when you want to go. To Denver, there are 3 daily nonstops. Plus, on all Western flights to Denver, you'll enjoy full service featuring meals or snacks and complimentary champagne for adults. Western to Phoenix and Denver. With a 1-2 travel pass punch and great schedules, no one offers you more. Okay, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Dave Smith comes in to take over for Nolan Ryan. Smith coming on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan pitched a fine ball game as usual. The Dodgers finally broke through on a couple of big breaks. Baker with 1 out, popped fly down the right field line, lost in the sun, and it dropped untouched, and that gave Baker a little life, and he drew the walk. Then Garvey, after his 3 straight tries at hit and run, single to left field to send Baker to third. And Mundy behind the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes hit a fastball to right field for a base hit in the first run of the game. And after Guerrero popped up, Sosa whistled one back to the middle for a single. Run number 2. And then Russell hit a ground ball to third. Howe came charging in on the slow roller, threw to first base into the runner a bit, and Walling, the first baseman, reached for the ball, and Russell arrived the same time the ball did, and Russell knocked the ball out of his hands as Walling was trying to come inside to catch the ball. It rolled down the line, and that allowed Mundy to score. So here's Smith coming on now. And Davey Lopes will start it off against Dave Smith. Dave has made 43 appearances now. 5 wins, 3 losses, 2.76 earned run average. He's done a fine job relieving throughout the year for the Astros. Here's the windup and the pitch to Lopes on the way. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Last year, it was Philadelphia and Houston, of course, in the championship series. And this year, it might be the other way around. There's a breaking ball down low, and the count now is 1-1. Another big crowd on hand, only 4 less than we had last night. 55,979. The 1-1 pitch to Lopes. Popped up, foul off first base. That's going to be back in the seats and out of play. Last night's attendance, 55,983. So 4 people forgot to show up today, and we're 4 short. Breaking ball is low and outside, ball 2, and it's a 2-2 count. Well, we know one thing, the world champion Phillies won't be back in it. They have just gone down to defeat to Montreal 3-0 as Rogers pitched the shutout and beat him twice in 5 games. Lopes takes outside, ball 3, and it's 3-2. So the defending world champion Phillies are gone. They won the first half. We're way back in the second half and lose in 5 to Montreal. Lopes swings and misses, strike 3, and he's down on strikes for the 3rd time today. That's the 8th strikeout by a Dodger batter, 7 by Ryan, and Smith gets 1, and here's Landreau at bat. He's 0 for 3 on what's on a fielder's choice. 3-0 Dodgers, and the game is in the 7th inning. But don't go wandering off. The Astros have the heart of the batting order in the 8th inning. They have Scott, they have Howe, they have Cruz, Walling, and then some. Okay, here's Landreau against Smith. Dave delivers low, 1 ball and no strikes. Dave Smith out of San Diego. The Dodgers with 3 big ones against Ryan. Noli pitched his usual superb ball game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Landreau drives one along the right field line, deep in the corner, hooking at the pole. It is a foul ball. Foul ball. In the lower stands, but just foul. So Landreau missed a home run by that much. Pulling one down the right field line and hooking at the pole. Both umpires, McSherry and Davidson on the blinds, gave it the same call. So Dave Smith's going to take a little walk around the mound, and Landreau comes back to take another swing. Foul ball down the right field line at the pole. It had the distance to get into the lower stands. All right, Landreau waiting. 1 ball and 1 strike in the pitch. Kenny grounds 1 foul past first, strike 2, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Smith gets a new ball to work on. Dave taking over for Nolan Ryan here in the 7th inning. Got Lopes on strikes. Landreau at bat with Baker to follow. Dodgers lead 3-0. 1-2 pitch on the way. Low with the breaking ball, 2-2. Each side with 4 hits. 5 errors in the game, 3 by the Astros, only 1 counted, 2 by the Dodgers, none have counted on that column. 2-2 pitch to Kenny. Inside, ball 3, 3-2. So Landreau waiting, 3 balls, 2 strikes with Dusty Baker on deck. Now the 3-2 pitch. Bounce foul into the Houston dugout. Count holding 3-2. The Dodgers have had good luck with the Astros here, and they're trying to prolong it one more time. Now the 3-2 pitch on the way. Bounce foul to the far end of the dugout. And out again. Count holding 3-2 to Landreau. So Montreal has won in the East, beating Philadelphia today 3-0. And they'll sit in Philadelphia for a while to see whether they go to Los Angeles or to Houston. 3-2 the count. Landreau fouls this one back. Count holding 3-2. So Landreau scattering foul balls around the premises. 3-2, one out. Dave Smith in relief of Ryan. The pitch on the way. Ground ball off his leg and caroms all the way to the Dodger dugout and down the line. Here's Landreau around first and into second base with a double hit off Smith's leg. And Smith hobbles over to cover third base as Howe chased that ball down. That ball hit Smith so hard it caromed all the way past the Dodger dugout and down to the tarp roller on the left field line. And Smith is hurt. He's limping, and he was literally knocked out of there by Landreau. It will be scored as a ground rule double for Kenny, who smashed it back off the leg of Smith, who's now getting first aid over at third base. He had the presence of mind enough to race over to third and cover the bag for a play there. But Howe went down and chased the ball. A fan reached over to pick it up, and Landreau stops at second base with a double. And they're taking first aid now on Dave Smith, trainer out looking at his ankle just off third base. So Smith getting first aid treatment over there, and he is a little disturbed. They're going to spray the painkiller on the ankle. It looked like it got him on the inside of the left ankle. But boy, he really got a shot. Can you imagine the ball hitting him and winding up at the tarp roller? It hit the pitcher on the mound and went all the way to the tarp roller, which is halfway down the left field line. So Smith really got that one. It just knocked the legs out from under him. And before Howe could chase it down, we had the two-base hit. Okay, they're going to bring in a new pitcher from the bullpen. Verdon says that's going to be all. If Smith can't go, he's going to be helped off the field, and he will have to leave. So Dave Smith from San Diego of the Astros will be helped off as he took a tremendous shot off the bat of Kenny Landreau for a double. And Frank LaCourte is going to come in now and take over the pitching. LaCourte will get as many warm-ups as he needs to replace an injured player. First of all, let's clear the decks and pause for station identification. This is the Dodgers Radio Network. This is Ross Porter. Join me with Dodger Replay Monday through Saturday on the Ken and Bob Company right after the On the Hour Network News on KABC, Los Angeles. Frank LaCourte coming on, and a disheartened Dave Smith goes into the dugout. Boy, he took a nasty whack on the leg. Can't imagine having a ball travel that far after it hits the pitcher. Boy, it's like hitting a rock with a golf ball. It just flew in the air all the way to the warning track and then bounced along and rolled to the top roll. So LaCourte will come on and take over here in the seventh inning, with the Dodgers leading 3-0, and that is the fifth hit of the game for the Dodgers. Landreau just missed a home run, and as far as Smith's concerned, better he should have hit a home run. I would at least have not had a sore leg. So here's LaCourte coming on to get the call now, and he will have as many pitches as he wants to get loose. Frank LaCourte from Gilroy, which is up in the San Jose area, will come on now and warm up. So LaCourte takes over. He will be the third pitcher used by Bill Verdon. LaCourte's record, 4-2 on the year, 37 appearances, 3.64 earned run average, and he saved 5 games. So Frank LaCourte now warming up. While on the scoreboard, we'll see if we have the totals yet for you on the game between Montreal and Philadelphia. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Montreal. For Philadelphia, no runs, 6 hits, no errors. Apparently, the starting pitchers went all the way. Rogers drove in the first 2 runs and was the winning pitcher for Montreal. And Carlton was the losing pitcher, second time in the series that the Expos beat Carlton. They kind of had his number, though. And they beat him in Montreal, and they come back, and Rogers pitches a shutout against a hard-hitting Philadelphia club in Philadelphia. That takes some doing. So you can know that the Expos are going to be ready, and they're raring to go now, whether it's against the Dodgers or against the Astros. In the American League, the activity tonight will be Milwaukee at New York, and that game not due to start for another half hour. And it will be Haas going for Milwaukee and Guidry for the Yankees, and that series is all even. As the Yankees won 2 in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee then came back to New York to win 2 there. Did you reach George Steinbrenner? Boy, he was mad. He raced down to the clubhouse after the game, closed the door, and chewed the team out for losing 2-1, and he accused them of having stupid base running as they got beat. George says, if they don't win, I'm going to clean house. He's got a big broom, and he's got a big payroll. He's going to have to sweep it under the rug. So the Yankees will try to stay alive tonight with Guidry against Haas, and the game will be underway in about 25 minutes. Football score final, the only one we're able to pick up for you. Rams 37, Falcons 35. All right, LaCourty is still throwing to catcher Alan Ashby. He's getting all the warm-ups he needs. Being a relief pitcher, of course, he didn't need too many, but he's going to make sure that he is ready before he pitches to Baker and then Garvey. So Dave Smith got whacked on the leg, and boy, he really got a shot. Can't ever remember seeing a ball hit to the pitcher that hard and go that far after it made contact with the body. It just went in the air all the way to the warning track and then rolled along down to the top roller where a fan reached over to pick it up. Landreau at second base on the play. He wouldn't have been able to go any further because Smith Gamely had hobbled to third base to be ready to cover the base with Howe chasing down the ball along the left field line. Well, we're in the twilight of the season for one of these 2 clubs. The Dodgers right now have a 3-0 lead, but the Astros still have their guns coming. They have Scott, Howe, and Cruz due up in the 8th inning. The Dodgers now looking for a chance to make some more runs. Did I see that score right? San Francisco 45, Dallas 7. Wow. All right, ready to go. And here's Baker. He ran some football scores across on the Diamond Vision screen, and I just glanced up and saw 45 San Francisco after a 7. All right, Baker at bat. Landreau on second base, and Dusty today has walked, and it was a big walk in the 6th inning. Came after he had apparently fouled out, and Walding lost the ball in the sun. All right, Baker waits here in the 7th. Stretch on the look, and the pitch to Dusty. LaCourty's curveball is taken low, 1 ball and no strikes. If the Dodgers hold on to win, they will entertain Montreal here on Tuesday afternoon at 12:45 and on Wednesday evening at 5:15. The pitch to Baker. Strike on the corner, 1-1. Actually, the game time would be 1:05 Tuesday and 5:20 on Wednesday. If the Dodgers hold on. That's a big if. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Landreau leading off second base, and Baker trying to pick him up. LaCourty ready. Right-hander set the pitch. Fly ball deep left field, but he pulled it too much. It's going to be back in there, but foul all the way. So Baker jumped on an off-speed pitch, but pulled it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Dusty. 1-2. 1 out. All right, Baker waits. And waiting now, LaCourty for a sign from Ashby. Shadows creeping to home plate. For the 1-2 look in the pitch. High and away, ball 2. 2-2. The Dodgers have 5 hits in the game. The Astros have 4. It is 3-0 Dodgers. Both of these pitching staffs during the year had 19 shutouts. The Astros have had 1 in the playoffs. 2-2 pitch. Baker pops it up foul. It's going to carry back, and it'll be out of play. The Dodgers came close to equaling it last night But the Astros got a run in the ninth inning as the Dodgers won 2-1. They've had a 3-1 game, a 1-0 game, a 6-1 game, and a 2-1 game, and now we have a 3-0 game. And we have activity in the Houston bullpen again. 2-2 the count to Baker. Landreau off second with 1 out in the 7th. LaCourty set. Slow look. Pitch. Fly ball left center field. Scott should have a play on this one. Flips the glasses down and makes the catch. So we have 2 gone. So Baker flies out. Joe Niekro throwing in the bullpen. Could that be right? It could be, because they could use him in relief. He pitched in game 2. And if Burton gets this game anywhere close, he could bring in Niekro right away. He's rested. Here's Garvey at bat, 1 for 3, and that was a big one. He singled in the 6th inning. And that sent Baker to third base, and he scored on Monday's base hit to right field. All right, there are 2 outs, and Landreau still at second. 3-0 Dodgers, 7th inning. The look and the pitch on the way. Fly ball to deep left center field, way back. This ball has a chance. It is off the glove of Cruz. Here is the run in. Garvey's at second. He's headed for third. The throw will be late. A triple for Garvey. Steve Garvey belts one up the alley in left center field all the way to the wall. Cruz racing along the warning track, leaped as high as he could. He couldn't hold it. The ball bounced off his glove, and the Dodgers have a very big insurance run. That run is charged against Smith. And here's Monday at bat with Garvey on third with 2 out, and the Dodgers leading 4-0. Boy, Garvey belted that one. They will walk Monday intentionally and go after Guerrero, a right-hand batter. So Monday will be purposely walked, and Guerrero, who's had none for 2, will be the batter, as Garvey tattooed the left field area, and Cruz tried to make a brilliant running catch, but he had the glove on the wrong hand to handle that one. He had to cross over the body with the glove, and the ball bounced off onto the warning track, and by that time Garvey was headed for third. So Mundy draws a walk, runners at first and third, and here is Guerrero now, and he's trying to knock him out for good. Meanwhile, Sambito joins Niekro in the bullpen for the Astros. The Dodgers with 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th are leading. Time called now. Darrell Thomas will run at first base for Mundy, and then will stay in the game as a right fielder. Mundy goes out to an ovation. He drove in the first run. Runners on at first and third. Guerrero the batter. 3 for 16 in the playoffs. LaCourty up with the arms and the look. The pitch to Pedro. Inside with the breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the last of the 7th inning. They're about to blow the lid off Dodger Stadium here. 1-0 count. The pitch to Pete. Curve over his head. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The Dodgers losing 2 tough games in the Dome and coming back and trying to sweep them here. Have a 4-run lead, 6 outs needed. The 2-0 look and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 2-1. The ball now is coming out of sunlight into the shade. 2-1 the count with 2 outs. All right, 2-1. And again, the stretch and the look and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He was going for all of it. 2-2 now. Well, we'll see if Pete tries to settle for just a base hit. The Montreal Expos have won. They beat Philadelphia 3-0. All right, a 2-2 count. Now the look, and here's the pitch. Struck him out on a fastball on the hands, and down goes Guerrero. The side is retired, but the Dodgers pick up another big one. 1 run on 2 hits. and they leave 2, and the score going to the 8th inning, 4-0 Dodgers. We go to the 8th inning. It'll be Scott, Howe, and Cruz, and that's right in the heart of the Houston batting order. And Jerry Royce, who struggled at times throughout the day, will try one more time. He retired the side in order in the 1st inning, and that's all. He got him 1, 2, 3. Astros had a run and an error in the 2nd inning, had a single in the 4th inning. They had a single in the 5th, a walk and 2 singles in the 6th inning, but a runner out stealing, an error in the 7th inning. Darrell Thomas stays in the game in right field, and the Astros start off with Scott, who has walked once and grounded out twice to third, and Jerry Royce ready to go. We're thinking about the Montreal story, and that is really something, isn't it? They fire a veteran manager late in the season and replace him with a man out of the front office who had never managed above Class C ball, and he turns the club around and leads them to a division title. That, of course, is Jim Fanning, who was... Well, he played in the big league some, but he never was an outstanding player, but a very nice guy and a knowledgeable man. But they take him out of the front office, send him to the dugout because John McHale wanted a little peace and quiet on the field, and he got it, and he gets a championship for the division. They'll be playing the Western champion in the playoffs beginning on Tuesday. First pitch, Royce to Scott is inside, ball 1. He walks Scott leading off the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. In the Dodger bullpen, Steve Howe and Bobby Welch heating up just in case Royce should falter here in the 8th. Big Jerry trying to do it himself. A 1-1 count, Scott waiting the pitch. Low inside, ball 2, and we keep repeating it, that Royce is working out of rotation, actually with 3 days rest. He working as the Dodgers moved up the rotation a bit. Is a ground ball, pull foul down the left field line, 2-2. It's hard to see the ball now as the shadows are at home plate. And a 2-2 count to Scott. But Royce working out of 3-day rotation might be tiring. He's been wobbly a little bit, but very doggedly so. The pitch 2-2, off speed, fouled away, and it bounces out toward the mound to Royce. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Astros lost Cedeno last night on a pulled muscle. Cedeno walking along the dugout now, but he can't... Well, they might could use him as a hitter, although he can't run much. 2-2. Royce to Scott, the pitch on the way. Struck him out. If Scott strikes out, that's the 2nd strikeout for Royce today. He's walked 3. And... here's Art Howe, the 3rd baseman, coming on. Flied out, lined out, and single to right. Howe has 1 for 3. We're in the 8th inning. The Dodgers trying to make one of their better comebacks of all time, being down 2-0 in this series after they left Houston on Wednesday. Came home, got the momentum going with a 1st inning home run by Garvey in Game 3, first game here. And got a lift from Fernando last night, and Royce now trying to put the capper on it today. Delivers ball 1 to Howe. But he still has 5 big outs to get, and he might be the toughest he's had to get in a while. 1-0 count, the pitch on the way. Bouncing ball foul, far into the Dodger dugout and up the runway and back out again. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count. Okay, Howe swinging that bat. The 1-1 pitch from Royce, taken high, ball 2. It's 2-1. Royce, the control pitcher, and he's walked more than his quota today, 3. Some of the Astros leaning to the front of the bench now, down on the first baseline. The 2-1 pitch to Howe, swing and a miss, 2-2. Last year on a Monday afternoon here, it was all jubilation for the Astros, and just a week ago Saturday, it was all joy as they clinched their half of the title to go into the playoff against the Dodgers. Last year, they went to the championship finals by beating the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch to Howe. Too high, ball 3, 3-2. So Royce working with a full count, 3-2 to Howe. Shadows at home, 3-2 pitch. Fly ball into right center field. Landreau calling. He's got it. 2 down, and the Dodgers need 4 outs to play Montreal. And it'll be Cruz coming on. Single, struck out, and walked. Jose Cruz will be the hitter here in the 8th inning. Dodgers leading 4-0. 2 away. All right, Cruz waits. Royce ready, and the pitch. Taken high for ball, 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a good fastball down around the knees. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. Slow curve is a little low. Lee Wire had to pick up a piece of paper. 2-1 count to Cruz. Left-hand hitter with 2 out in the 8th. Jerry Royce trying to do it himself. And the pitch. Line drive back to the middle, and Royce got his foot out of the way of that one wisely enough. He'd seen what happened to Dave Smith on Landreau's ball, so Royce got his foot out of there and let Cruz have a base hit to center field. Here's Walling at bat. He has 1 for 3. Walling was involved in 2 big plays in the 6th inning. Baker hit a pop fly down the first baseline. Walling looked up into the sun and didn't see it. Garvey had the same thing happen to him on Poole's ball in the 5th. So the ball fell untouched on the warning track, and then Baker drew a walk, and that started the inning. And then the last play of the inning, as far as the Dodger run-making concerned, Walling had Russell knock the ball out of his glove, hurt his hand. When Howe's throw came right into the runner, and Walling was in there trying to grab it away. That got the Dodger 3rd run in. Walling takes a strike, 0-1. So with 2 out, Cruz a single. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Astros. The Dodgers lead 4-0. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. Curve is a little low, 1-1. Royce remained poised like a statue after that one, waiting for Wire to say maybe it was a strike. But he didn't change his mind. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 men out. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. 1-2 on a fastball, and Walling turns around and looks at Wire. A 1-2 count with 2 away, and the pitch. Strike 3, swinging awkwardly at a curveball. He struck him out. Side retired as Royce gets 2 strikeouts in the 8th inning, and he's got a new strength. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th in a moment. Dodgers 4, Astros nothing. All right, we go to the last half of the 8th inning, and the Dodgers have another shot at him where Socia, Russell, and Royce do up against Frank LaCourte. The Dodgers 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors, and the Astros no runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. And the Astros have 3 more left to them. It will be Thon, Ashby, and the pitcher spot in the 9th inning. Here's Socia bat, single up the middle to drive in a run in the 6th inning. So the Montreal Expos are in the playoffs for the first time in their history, and they, of course, were born in 1969, the same time as the San Diego Padres. And the Expos have made it all the way to the top now after 2 years of frustration. They'll be in the final playoffs. Socia, line drive to right field, down the line, bouncing foul, and up into the stands, out of play. So Socia ripped one, but he fouled it away. 1 strike to count. 0-1. Here's the look and the pitch to Socia. Breaking ball is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 count. The last half of the 8th inning. Dodgers lead 4-0 over the Astros. Here's the pitch from LaCourte. Foul back out of play, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Socia. In the 9th inning for the Astros, Thon, Ashby, and a pinch hitter. If the Dodgers can hold on and win it, they will play Montreal here on Tuesday at 1:05. And Wednesday at 5:20. The pitch, Socia strikes out swinging on a breaking ball. So Mike down on strikes. McCourty gets his second strikeout. And that'll bring on Billy Russell, who is 0 for 3, but the third one was a big play. When he brushed by Walling at first base, jarred the ball loose from the first baseman's glove, and that let a big run come in for the Dodgers. So Russell will bat in the 8th. Royce is due up next, and coming up the dugout, steps out on deck. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul. That's going to be out of play. Strike one to Bill Russell. A 3-run 6th inning. A walk by Baker. Singles by Garvey and Mundy. A single by Socia, and then the error on Walling after taking the throw from Howe and having it jarred loose. And in the 7th inning, a double by Landreau off Smith's legs and a triple by Garvey. Garvey's been the Dodger hitting star of the series. He's had 7 hits in the 5 games, including a home run. There are 2 home runs and a triple. But he's carried the hot bat. The 0-1 pitch to Russell. In the dirt for a ball, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Dodgers hoping to stay alive and send the Astros back to Houston. The 1-1 pitch. Inside with a breaking ball, 2-1, and Billy spun out of there. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 count. Here again is McCourty into the windup, and he delivers. Billy grounds one to third. Fair ball inside the line. He might go for 2. He's around first, digging for 2. Cruz picks up the ball, and Russell has a stand-up double. And before we see Royce, he'll pause for station identification. This is the Los Angeles Dodgers Radio Network.
Headline newsmakers, provocative guests in conversation, mornings 9:05 to 1. I'm Michael Jackson, KABC, Los Angeles.
Here's Jerry Royce coming on, a standing ovation for Jerry. 10-4 on the year. As a hitter, he has struck out 7 straight times. Now he's looking for a base hit to help himself. And McCourty ready to work to him here in the 8th inning. The pitch, a swing and a miss, strike 1. All the Dodgers want Royce to do is pitch. They don't care whether he hits at all now. Just pitch 3 outs in the 9th inning. 1 strike count. McCourty in the sunlight. Royce in the shade. The pitch. Too high for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Russell at second with a double. The Dodgers' 7th hit of the game. 1-1 count. The check again. The look in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Davey Lopes on deck. Royce has struck out 3 times. Lopes has struck out 3 times. All right, a 1 ball and 2 strike count. McCourty looks back, delivers to Royce, who takes high for ball 2. 2-2. Russell grounding down the third baseline for a 2-base hit. 2-2 the count. The look in the pitch to Royce. Struck him out. So Royce has struck out 8 straight times, but he goes back to sit down, and folks want him to get a little rest and be ready to pitch a strong 9th inning. 3 strikeouts for McCourty. 11 Dodgers have struck out, and another standing ovation for Royce as he goes back to the dugout. And that will bring on Davey Lopes, who has struck out 3 times but had an infield hit in the 3rd. Lopes is the batter. Dodgers lead 4-0 in the 8th inning, last half. All right, 2 outs. Lopes waiting, and the pitch. Breaking ball low, 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count, last of the 8th. I imagine they'll have quite a celebration if the Dodgers win this one. They'll be whooping it up in the clubhouse. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball is high. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. They've had two big ones in 77 and 78. Lopes takes high again, ball two. They celebrated in Philadelphia and here against Philadelphia. That's been the last two Dodgers celebrations in 1977 and 78. Ball three to Lopes with Landro standing by on deck. Davey might get a green light right here. 3-0 the count. LaCourte with a stretch in the pitch. Popped up on the first base side of home plate, foul. Out for it is Ashby, and Allen makes the play, and Lopes hitting 3-0, fouls out. So the Dodgers down in the eighth, no runs at a hit, they leave a man. Ross will be here with more play when we go to the ninth. Score, Dodgers 4, Astros nothing. We've arrived at the top of the ninth inning at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers 4, the Astros nothing. It's a simulcast, radio and television. Last chance for the Houston Astros in 1981. Jerry Royce, 3 outs away from pitching the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. He prepares to face Dickie Fahn, who's 0 for 3 this afternoon. A strike. The crowd waiting to explode. Almost 56,000 paid here this afternoon. Ground ball is short. Russell, short hop. That's one. Good play by Bill Russell. And Bill Burton's down to his last 2 outs. Tommy Lasorda, guided pennant winners with the Dodgers in 1977 and 78. Came so close last year, forced it to a playoff. Now, 2 outs away from having his team reach the championship series in 81. Here's Alan Ashby, taking inside for a ball. Ashby 0 for 3. He was safe on Guerrero's error his last time up in the 7th inning. Stay with us. We're going to the Dodger clubhouse when this one's over. If the Dodgers hold on. 1-1. There's so many heroes in this one, including the big blonde in the middle of the diamond, who delivers, and there's a ground foul left side of third. 1-2 to Alan Ashby. Dave Roberts comes out on deck. He will hit for Frank LaCourte. The Astros have gotten a runner to third only once all day. That was Cruz in the 2nd inning. There's a fly ball to left to Baker, and the Dodgers have 1 to go. Helping guide that one into the glove of Baker for the 2nd out, and then doing a little cheerleading. Dave Roberts, the last obstacle, standing in front of Jerry Royce and the Dodgers. A year ago, the Dodgers couldn't win the game they had to win against the Astros in the playoffs. Now they're so close. That's right. Royce has struck out 3. He's walked 3. He's scattered 5 singles. He was in trouble in the middle innings. He's finishing like a thoroughbred. Strike 2. He had 3 days left. You'd never know it the way he pitched. He didn't know he fouled it. Scotia might have to throw to first base. DeGarvey. Dodgers win the win. Shuts out the Houston Astros on a 5-hitter. striking out Dave Roberts, and Tommy Lasorda helping escort Royce off the field and leaping in the air as he heads back into the dugout and downstairs where we'll be in a few moments. Dodgers win the West. We'll be back with the wrap-up in a moment.
The sun goes down, the moon.
The Dodgers will play home to the Astros champions for the here on Tuesday.
The Dodgers did it. They had to win the last 3 games at home against Houston. They did it just as they did in the final weekend of the 1980 regular season. And today they got a superbly pitching job from Jerry Royce working on 3 days rest. They turned back the Astros 4-0. They'll play Montreal in the National League Championship Series beginning right here at Dodger Stadium at 1:05 Tuesday afternoon with Game 2 to follow Wednesday evening at 5:20. Remember now, we're going into the Dodger dressing room. You'll want to see the reaction of the Dodger players, so stay with us. Now, this is Ross Porter speaking for Jerry Doggett and Ben Scully. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the Dodger dressing room in just a few moments.
Dodger Baseball was brought to you by Budweiser. For all...
This is Tommy.
I know you're backing off.
I hear you.
It's been sitting there for 12 months, and we were very, very serious when we came back, as you know, and everybody who's been with this organization and the ball club throughout. We were very serious when we thought that we could come back to Los Angeles and win 3. First of all, because we think that we have a pretty darn good ball club, but we don't lose faith in ourselves or the people around us. And we owe a lot of thanks to the people in Los Angeles who didn't give up the ship either.
They sure didn't. And you didn't give up against Ryan. He gave you a low fastball and you held it in the right field, and that was enough.
Well, it was a situation, Jerry, where he'd been throwing exceptionally well, and you get into a situation where you're trying to hit the ball, certainly with a man on third base and less than 2 out. Duffy had just hollered to me, the third baseman, as well as Danny Ozark, because I was dropping my back shoulder a little bit, not purposely trying to do anything with it, but there are many times where you know what you're trying to do, but can't do it. It's like standing over a 6-foot putt. Things worked out well. We have a big job ahead of us, so we have about 24 hours at least to relax and, as Tommy says, enjoy the fruits of victory.
And here comes Tommy, and congratulations, Rick. And here's Tommy. Come on over here, Tommy. Tommy, you're dressed with champagne. Thanks, Ross.
Thank you, Jerry. Tommy, congratulations. You never gave up on this ball club, even after the 2 losses, the tough losses in Houston.
Well, I'm very, very proud of them, Ross, because when they came back from Houston 2 games down, they just believed that they could go out and beat the Astros. And then they had to do it on the 5th game against an outstanding pitcher like Nolan Ryan. They're great. And I'm telling you, I'm very, very proud of them. And I'll say this much. I want to thank God for making all of this possible. And I want to win this thing for Peter O'Malley because I know he went through a tough time when the strike occurred. And we want to thank all of our fans and above all my wife because she's been tough living with me the last few days. And I'm so very, very proud of these players. And I know the entire city of Los Angeles is very, very proud of them.
Tommy, you made a bold move the other day. You decided to go with Hooten instead of Welch, and that seemed to start the Dodgers on the way Friday.
That's right. It was a big game that Hooten pitched, and we felt that if Hooten can win that ball game and get us to our 2 left-handers again, then we would be successful. It worked out that way.
Tommy, I know you're still trying to savor the fruits of victory and the fruits of the wine here. However, I want to ask you a couple of things. First of all, do you have any idea who you'll open with against Montreal?
We haven't even thought about it. We were thinking about today and today only. We'll sit down with my coaches and then we'll come up with what we will feel is a proper rotation.
But a good guess might be Hooten or Welch.
That's true. That's true. But we'll see, Ross.
All right. One more thing. What about Ron Say? You're going to make him eligible for Tuesday?
Ron Say will play on Tuesday.
All right. Tommy, I'll let you get back to the players. Congratulations. A great job this year.
Thank you.
Nice going. All right. All right. Rossi, want to get Jerry Royce over here. He's locked in for a moment, but we'll come back after this message.
People,
federal savings, you can open a tax-free savings account that lets you keep